A very exhausted post-Survivor Series GoodMicWork. What's up, guys? Happy Monday. I'm here. I'm barely here, but I'm here. Here to watch the post-Survivor Series Raw with you guys. Hopefully we're in for a good show. I figured I'd come up here a few minutes early just to chat with you guys because I went to Survivor Series and it was quite the fucking weekend. So probably lots to discuss. I wasn't up here to do a review or anything like that, so if we're going to get into any Survivor Series stuff, it'll be tonight. There I am. All right, we're looking good. I think we're all here. We'll all go down and say hello. All right, everybody's coming on in. Yeah, what a weekend. What? Wow. Judging from what you guys were telling me on Twitter and social media and stuff, everybody, for the most part, liked Survivor Series. I thought it was going to get more hate than it did, considering the lopsided Raw and SmackDown ratio and, you know, maybe a few other things. So I was happy that most fans thought it was a good show. Both shows were phenomenal. Takeover was insane, and then Survivor Series held up. It was a good show. I think I like this year's better than last, to be honest. Super Chat's rolling in right away. What's going on, Timu? How have you been? Haven't seen you in here in a while. Thanks, dude, for being awesome. Current fans would have turned on Austin the day after he became WWE Champion at WrestleMania 14, and the Attitude Era would have never happened. Fact, wrestling fans ruin wrestling. I guess you mean if that happened in today's era, like if Austin, you know, if the fans of today were around at WrestleMania 14. I can kind of see what you're saying there. The Ronda Rousey, Charlotte fan reaction to me was odd. I was in the crowd. Everybody around us was doing the same thing, you know, cheering on Charlotte. And I'm like, wait a second. I'm confused. A couple weeks ago, you guys were all fucking shitting your pants because she was becoming the new Roman Reigns and you hated her and all this. And now all of a sudden, I just don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I liked that match too with Charlotte and Rousey. That was awesome. How you doing, Dale? What's going on? Dawn, how are you? Danny, how are you? War Games was awesome. Yeah, we got tickets last minute. Awesome seats for that, and that was a fun show. Very cool to see, like, the two rings set up. I was curious how many people saw that. Because, you know, people I guess could see Enzo behind that long-haired guy. So some people saw him on camera. But from where I was, I didn't see him until he stood up and started going crazy. And then some of you were telling me that the camera was cut away when all that was going on, so it didn't really make air. So I tweeted, I'm like, did you guys see Enzo? And most of you didn't know he was there, and we're like, holy shit. But he got yanked right off of his seat. What an idiot. I mean, I don't know what he purchased the seat. How, you know, what did he do? I certainly don't think that he's re-signed and this is any sort of a work, because the way they yanked him off of there, there's just no way. You could tell, you know, plus the camera would be on him if it was a work. So yeah, he did that on his own. Don't know why. No, I did not get Enzo's autograph. I'm curious to see where he went, like when they took him away, if they just let him go. I mean, you can't really press charges for buying a ticket and standing on your seat. So I'm sure they just escorted him out of the building. I don't know if he had a car waiting nearby or if he was just hanging out there talking to the humanoids. I don't know, but that was pretty funny. Still don't know what he achieved or what he thought he achieved. I mean, all it's going to do is make him look dumber amongst his peers. Kind of wish I was still there. I would have liked to go to Raw tonight. I would have been dead as shit, but it would have been fun. Raw, clean sweep last night, aside from the kickoff show, which apparently they didn't count in the score. I don't know why, but Raw went 6-0. All right, Baron. Today is Elizabeth's birthday. How you doing? Hi, how you doing too? Wow, how Wheezy. Thanks for that super chat. Good to see you. I saw you got your shirt. You tweeted me, right? Your birthday is on Thanksgiving. Well, I'm going to give thanks that How Wheezy was born on Thursday. Corbin is in the ring, by the way, running his mouth. Probably bragging. And Barry MK, thanks, dude. Happy birthday to Elizabeth. I don't know how old she'd be today. Probably mid to late 50s. She'd still be beautiful. Oh, my favorite theme music. That won't hurt my headache at all. That totally won't make it worse. What's going on, Alex? What's going on, Nick? I didn't even have to see her, except for during backstage segments, so I never had to hear this music in person over the weekend, which was nice. Yeah, I've got the Chiefs Rams game on over here too. I'm eyeballing it. Yeah, I made it home. Everything went about as smoothly as could be. Going up there to LA, it can be hectic, and just being right in the heart of the city like that, trying to get in and out of there, it couldn't have gone better. No issues whatsoever. Found everything okay. Ubers were cheap. Traffic wasn't even bad getting out of there, getting home back here to San Diego. I had a great weekend.
It was a clean sweep. SmackDown didn't beat us once.
There's got to be a reason why they went 6-0, you know? Like, why would they do that? They wouldn't just randomly take a huge shit on SmackDown for no reason. I'm almost thinking there's going to be some implications. We still don't know what WWE's brand split is going to be like when they move to Fox. Maybe this is the beginning of some big changes. I don't know. But Raw fucked them up at Survivor Series. Yeah, Mike, I'm not willing to just chalk it up as a straight burial just yet, because I don't know why they would do that unless they had a reason. So everybody's asking why. I think we're going to find out why eventually. Catherine in the house. You just got back, and you're still here. Trooper. Couldn't have got through the weekend without you. Housekeeping?
Well, Stephanie, you made some promises. You said that if we won last night, you'd consider making my position a little more permanent.
Oh, permanent GM. Great.
I heard it. You know what, Baron, you're right. I did make some promises.
Braun, it's funny. So, speaking of which, here's Braun. I was about to say, Braun was the star last night. It's funny in that Survivor Series match how, despite what happened to him at Crown Jewel, it looks like he's still like the guy they're going with before Drew. So I think Strowman's going to wind up getting the opportunity first. I mean, he did get screwed over in Saudi Arabia. Seems like he's still got a title shot coming. And then maybe Drew is down the road, if at all. But how many guys did Strowman eliminate last night? I don't remember. I still haven't gone back and taken a look at the show on the network yet, so I have no idea how it looked from that perspective. Oh yeah, you made it to the gym too? Fucking boss. What's the next pay-per-view? TLC? Are they going to do a title match there, or is next time Brock defends Rumble? Seems like it would be Rumble. Yeah, a lot of people are talking about Shane going heel. It's fine to me. Slime ball.
Oh, stop it. You can't be serious.
Baron, listen, I did
I am serious, and don't call me stop it.
My word is my bond, so therefore, at
Catman Golf, I'm in agreement with you. Or maybe not in agreement that it will happen, just in agreement that I want it to happen. Who knows what the hell WWE's going to do. Because whatever we want, they're likely to do the opposite. But that, I think, would be your match. Which means Brock has got to survive Strowman. Which means if Strowman gets another title shot and loses, the fans are going to flip out. Not knowing that he's probably going to WrestleMania to drop it to Drew. But I like your idea.
But if you lose, then you will lose all authority.
So after that dominating win, Corbin now has a chance to lose all of his authority? I want to know the stipulation.
And that I won't be held liable for ripping you to shreds.
Sorry, I was running my mouth. Is this match happening tonight or at TLC?
Working on that with the attorneys. It turns out dismemberment it is a bit of a corporate liability. So, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
Dismemberment? Hell.
How about my Universal Championship match against Brock
Okay, there you go. Might as well set up that title match.
You will have your Universal Championship match against Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble, good. Stadium show.
If you can defeat Baron Corbin at TLC.
All right, TLC is the match. All right.
I mean, this is a really good deal for you, Braun, right? I mean, come on, I'm a businesswoman. You're a
Spectra, thanks for the super chat. Joe's burial. I'm not going to call it a burial till we know what happened. He might be injured. Either that or they really wanted to have Drew McIntyre do something that made him look awesome because Strowman was clearly the dominant force, but they still wanted Drew to remind the fans that Drew is not to be trifled with either. So maybe that's why he claymored and pinned Joe so quick. But Joe might still be injured. He might need to get out of the match. Either way, I don't really care. Doesn't bother me. Monday Night Braun. They haven't done that t-shirt yet? Got my nice frosty water tonight.
General manager while it lasts. Because remember, I get to pick the stipulations. And at TLC, you and I are going to have the TLC match.
TLC match. All right.
You're not only going to get these hands, you're going to get these tables, you're going to get these ladders, and you're going to get
You know what's so dumb about this? Strowman wanted to pick the stipulation, and Stephanie lets him. So he picks a TLC match. I would have made WWE panic. I would have been like, I want a Hell in the Cell match at TLC.
that match, it favors me.
How do you figure that? Applebee's.
I'm gonna leave you in a pile of twisted steel and rubble. That is, if you can even make it to TLC. Because you see, I'm still acting.
What's up, Diet Water? Good to see you in here. Thanks for the super chat.
You're gonna face
Man, it was a balls crazy weekend.
McIntyre tonight.
I'm kind of old to go through big weekends like that. I'm hurting for certain.
You know what, Baron, that is an excellent match. But given we are celebrating tonight, it's a huge night. I think we need to one-up that match a little bit. I think we need to make that match a six-man tag team match. It's going to be Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, and Baron Corbin
Verse.
against the team of Braun Strowman, Elias, and Finn Balor.
Wait, when is this match happening?
Feeling so good tonight, we're gonna start that match
Now.
right now. Pop the champagne, time to celebrate.
Elias, Balor, and Strowman have all fucking feuded with each other, haven't they?
Baron Corbin has a very formidable team that has been put together by Stephanie McMahon, including
Here comes the Lashster. All right. Oh, I can maybe get used to the vest. He's adding something every week. He had the glasses, remember? I thought he looked ridiculous in the glasses by itself. But with the vest, he's got like a Stone Cold thing going on. He should grow a goatee. What do y'all think? Thumbs up or down on the black vest of Lash? Yeah, judging by the way Survivor Series went, you could clearly see that Braun was going to be the next guy for the shot. And Drew, I'm telling you, just save him for Mania. Put him in there with Brock. It's going to make the Royal Rumble so annoying, because if Brock Lesnar beats Strowman, just imagine, if you will, social media and Twitter losing their shit. But if they can just be patient, this big bastard can put the beast down at WrestleMania. That would be awesome. I can be patient. Smash that like. Yeah, thanks guys for telling them that. Who's the guy up there earlier that like threatened you guys to... Yeah, Guardian of the Chaos, Big Daddy. Don't get on his bad side. Hook me up with a like if you're in here and you're new. Please subscribe to. I hang out here every Monday night and live stream my reaction. Hang out with you guys. It's good audience interaction. It's a fun thing to do every week, and we've been going at it for about a year now. So subscribe and join us next week. And you can tune in between and listen to my podcasts and my shows and shit like that. Seems like we're going to get a commercial here before this match starts, are we not? What's up, Dave? Fire Brock. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. What if Drew loses to Brock at Mania? That would be, hilarious. I can't even imagine that scenario. Yeah, Timu is back. Back in the house. Survivor Series was fun, man. We were sitting right up, basically in the front row of the section, to where right over the railing down below was the entrance where they were ushering in the announcers and shit, you know, and all the people from the kickoff, and just random people. We caught Lillian Garcia was down there hanging out, you know, Booker T and all the kickoff, and Beth Phoenix and Lawler, and everybody's coming through there. And the funniest one was Drake Maverick. He's doing the kickoff show. And he finishes up his segment, and he's walking through, and a security guard stops him from entering the backstage area. And he kind of looks at him, he's like kind of pushing his way through, and the guy's like full-blown blocking him. And then somebody was like, let him through, so he does. He gets about 5 feet, and another guard tries to stop him. And he's like, dude. And he talks to him for a minute, then he lets him go. He gets another 5 feet, another guard. So he got like cock-blocked by 3 security guards just trying to get backstage because he's so damn little. I don't think they thought that he was, a talent. We saw Mario Lopez came through with his 2 kids as well, but we had really good seats. We saw a lot of kind of crazy shit going on down there. It's fucking badass. Yeah, Kenneth, I talked about Enzo earlier on because I was tweeting from the show. I didn't know if it showed up on air because I didn't see anything. A lot of people recognized him sitting behind the long-haired dude. I didn't notice it until he was already standing up making a fuss. And they yanked him out. No, Ratnick, I did not boo Nia Jax, but I filmed the crowd reaction and tweeted it. I'm like, they love her here in LA. Because I was waiting for that. I wanted to get her music on camera, and the fans, losing their mind. It was great. And I thought to myself, I'm like, how cool would it be if she won? I mean, I think WWE would be idiots to not capitalize on this. There's such a big debate all week about her, like, tweeting of her hand and how many people were upset about this. I'm like, this is the greatest fucking thing ever. It's what I do. I don't give a shit if she has a reputation for hurting people or not. You'd be a moron to not capitalize on this and make some money. Especially when Becky Lynch gets that match with her. Which I don't know how it's going to happen, being on separate brands. They're going to have to figure out some way to do it. Maybe even taking it as far as Nia Jax maybe winning the Raw title or something. And then Becky Lynch dropping hers and winning the Rumble, and then they face at Mania. I don't know. You don't even need a belt on the line for these two. You just need Becky to beat the piss out of her, you know, for 20 minutes and let the fans go crazy and enjoy it and have their moment. You know, if you bury Nia now or send her down to NXT, that match isn't going to mean dick. So take advantage of it. Sometimes you got to roll with the punches. Nobody wanted Becky to get smashed in the face, but she did. Now you got to make the best of it. Can't rewind. So I think the fans are getting way too angry about something that if they just chill out, they might enjoy it. If they see it through. Because Becky's over, man. She's a star. The way she had that blood on her face and looked like a badass, that night made her. It was almost like an Austin Brett WrestleMania 13 moment. You know, once that blood was smeared all over Austin's face, we were like, this is one tough bastard. You know? And Becky kind of had that. She gave you that feeling. How Weezy, thanks again, man, for the super chat. Lars Sullivan getting called up. I don't know. I don't know if I should tell you guys a spoiler or not. He had a match prior to TakeOver that's going to be filmed for NXT, and he did get on the mic and say he wants a title shot. So he might be getting that first before any call-up. Unless he got called up today online and I missed it. But I think he's going to be hanging around. Spectre, thanks again, dude. I don't know if I'm going to do an NXT review. I'm going to get to that, my episode this week. I'll kind of give a gloss over of both shows, because now it's too late to do a full review. So I'll talk about Survivor Series TakeOver and whatever we see tonight and tomorrow in one big podcast, probably Thursday. All right, Elias is doing his thing. Moment of silence for Catherine.
That will guide you home forever
Yeah, Catherine's right. Whenever they showed replays of what was going on, or led up to the Rousey and Charlotte match, whenever Becky would appear on the Tron, fans were popping. That's over right there. When you're not even on the show. We got no Dean Ambrose either. We got no Randy Orton. I thought all these guys would come out and play a role in something. Even maybe a Kevin Owens, I thought we might see him. Saw nothing. Still a good show, though. Damn, Catherine, I told you we should have stayed and watched Raw tonight, because here he is. This fucking game, these two teams are 9-1. Yeah, everybody keeps saying she needs to go to the Performance Center, and I've said it once, I'll say it a million times. I'm going to let the professionals handle that. You know, and if I'm 19 working at Burger King, I am not going to dictate whether or not somebody belongs in the ring. That's Shawn Michaels' job. That's Dave Malenko's job. That's Fit Finley's job. That's Triple H's job. Let them do it. And shut up.
So Elias is ready to go, and we found out during the commercial break that acting general manager Baron Corbin put a little twist on this match. He has now made this an elimination match.
Elimination match? Hey, thanks for that, Jacob. How you doing? Thanks for the super chat. Thanks for the $10, man. It was awesome to see you with the no DQ. Yeah, that was fun. I've been a fan for a while. Remember you talk about going to events in the Attitude Era. How was this weekend versus back then? That was what I was curious to see, how this compared to like the last time I went to a set of shows. A lot is different, but a lot's the same. One noticeable difference is there are no signs anymore. You couldn't even see in the Attitude Era when you went to shows, so I actually don't mind the fact that people don't bring signs. Adorable little kid that was sitting next to us had a couple of signs, but they weren't in the way of anybody. So I kind of liked that. War Games gave us little bracelets that lit up, which was kind of strange. Fans are still wooing in the crowd. That's been going on for 25 years. But yeah, it was. I enjoyed it a lot. I liked the experience, and I definitely go do it again. I think it was a lot. I think it's even easier and more convenient going now. Back in the day, when I took pictures at shows, I'd have to use those disposable cameras that you would buy at the gas station. You know, now I got my beautiful iPhone HD film and video and everything. It's pretty cool. I wish I had one of these things in the 90s, because I could have gotten some good footage. But it was awesome. And it was cool to be on the No DQ stream, because Aaron had a couple of extra seats. We were thinking about going to the show anyway. And he tweeted out, he's like, yeah, I got 2 seats I'm selling, face value. So I DM'd him. I'm like, how much? And they were reasonable. We took them, sat with them, and then we went across the street to the hotel and filmed a live stream for his channel after. So it was cool. Got to meet a lot of fans, too. Met a couple of fans at the arena. Pretty cool. Not sure if I'm ever going to get used to getting recognized. That's kind of weird. But really cool. And I loved meeting everybody that I met this weekend. Timu, thanks again, man, for popping back in. How do you feel about HBK ripping off your hairstyle? Yeah, it's okay. You know, HBK, since his wrestling career was, I don't know, okay, I'm going to give him a pass. He can rip me off if he wants. Hell, when I was younger and I had long hair, I was kind of ripping off him, so I guess that's karma on me. I think I pull it off better. No, I didn't see that any guy flipping off the camera. I've not yet watched either show really on the network. I haven't pulled them up yet. I've been too tired. So there's all I saw was from my perspective, which both events we had killer seats. Go follow me on Twitter, actually, at GoodMicWork. I got a ton of pictures and videos from the show. And a lot of the pictures from the fans that I met and stuff, too. Really fucking fun event. No diet water, not like a lot, not like hundreds. You know, I probably met like half a dozen fans or something like that. And a few of them DM'd me, and I went up and met them at the at the seat and took a picture and stuff. It was awesome. I enjoyed being there. I mean, there's nothing more delicious than a $14 beer. I had me a lot of them. One thing I'm also proud of myself about I pissed at all the right times. I never missed anything. You know, I kind of had a feeling, I'm like, I'm going to go here and I'm going to go there, and I got in and out. I was really happy that my pee breaks didn't interrupt any awesome shit. So, I was proud of that.
Mom told me you bought a house.
I watched very little football on Sunday. I didn't really. The only thing I was eyeballing was my fantasy, which I kicked ass this week.
Janice, look, I'm in a meeting. Janice, look. Look, I'm looking. It's easy. You just
I wasn't. I actually was not worried. I'm past the stage of being worried about Daniel Bryan, Daz. I mean, it is crazy for him to be in there with a guy like Brock after the injury and the time off he had. It does make you a little nervous as a fan, and plus when he sells, I don't even know if you can call it selling. He just lands. I mean, he takes those suplexes as if an untrained person would take the suplex. I mean, he just folds up and looks destroyed. I mean, he was being drugged around the ring like a sack of shit. That's kind of what I liked about it. But I think, you know, Daniel Bryan, if any fans are like worried about him being seriously injured, that's a credit to him, how good he makes that shit look. I don't think WWE would put him in there and allow him to take German after German if there was any sort of fear of, you know, him having any long-term damage to his head. So I think he can handle it. My phone is ringing and I cannot answer it. Sorry.
This is a large 3-topping pizza from Domino's. You can carry one out for $7.99 every day. This is a 3-topping handmade pan pizza from Domino's, and now you can also
Oh, so here you go, Spectra. Thank you for that. Somebody just asked me about this Lars Sullivan call-up, and I thought it was just a question if I thought he would be. I didn't know the call-up was official. That surprises me. Where is this call-up hype package? Because I'm pretty sure he cut a promo at War Games, said he wanted a shot at the title. So if they're calling him up now, I don't know. Fine with me. I like him. He's not. I don't really feel like he's going to be in the title picture really again, unless they give him a random title shot here. So he's a guy that I don't like. If they called him up, he's one that I don't feel like would come too early. But again, just like Authors of Pain, just like Sanity, these idiots should have 6 months of planning kind of in their head, you know, of a general direction of where they want to go before they even think about bringing them up to the main roster. So I'm never in any hurry to see anybody be called up, and if they do call up Lars, great. Just don't fuck it up, please. That's all I ask. Is that too much to ask? Heel Brian is joy. I said that, man. I was surprised about the heel turn. I mean, he's a pretty beloved guy, but, you know, we remember Brian as a heel. It's not like he can't do it. He actually makes a pretty good heel when he wants to. And this kind of new version of it, I like. Even from where I was sitting without hearing the announcers at Survivor Series, you could tell. Like, the shit that he was doing was not Daniel Bryan shit. Especially with the, you know, with the dick kick, and then he kind of mounted his comeback, and that's when it got good. You know, and he was also he was mocking Brock Lesnar. I mean, he was doing his little dance in the ring. I'm like, look at this little prick. Ballsy little motherfucker to be doing that to the Beast. And that's what I love. I'm going to enjoy Daniel Bryan as a heel. And another cool thing is I don't think the match with Brock messed up his new heel persona. I mean, I was a little bit worried if Bryan turns heel and he's turning into this vicious asshole that's attacking his opponents after he beats them. And then 5 days after that happens, you're putting him in there with this other monster heel that's going to destroy him. You know, and I was worried about Daniel Bryan looking, especially when he's getting suplexed, looking like that sympathetic babyface. You know, just selling and getting sympathy from the audience. But Daniel pulled it off. You know, nobody was feeling sorry for him. And he wound up losing, and hey, I think it's fine. No big deal. I'll take that over AJ losing 2 years in a row, because that's probably what would have happened. Especially if they do have plans for, like, a McIntyre to become champion at WrestleMania. Brock can't lose. Sorry. You know, save it. You know, Roman's gone now. Might need to make a new Roman. So the one guy you can use to do that and launch somebody is a Brock Lesnar. And even though the fans are annoyed with his title runs, he's the one guy who in defeat will really help his opponent more than anybody else in WWE. It wouldn't be the same if Strowman beat Brock and then dropped it to Drew at WrestleMania. It wouldn't be the same as Drew beating Brock. A dominant Brock, who the only person who's been able to beat him is Roman. And barely at that. Yeah, Punk vibes a little bit from Brian. I'm curious to how this is gonna like continue on the mic wise too with him. I'm sure we'll see him tomorrow. Be interesting to see how his character acts in that type of new heel persona. What he's gonna be like on the mic. More subdued, more cocky. You know, what direction he is. By the way, this elimination match, everybody is still in this. We got Lashley, McIntyre, and Corbin versus Elias, Baron, and Braun. What's the fucking stip here? I've been yapping my gums. There's only one referee I know, and that's Nicholas's dad. And I think that's him. Yeah, I forgot what happens if somebody wins here. I don't even know. Yeah, Catherine's right. We had full view of everything, and it was so great being right up on the edge like that because there was nobody in front of us. Nobody to stand up, nobody get in our way. We could sit in the seats the whole time and see everything. Never had to stand, even though we did stand a lot. But those are badass seats. They're expensive, but I'd prefer being where we were than, 5-6 rows on the floor. We were perfect. Comfortable as hell. And Staples Center is nice. I've never been in there before, even though I live an hour and a half away. That stadium is no joke, or that arena is crazy. And the beers are so cheap. Kyle, I loved War Games. That was a badass pay-per-view. You could tell that was one of the better War Games, even live, like without seeing it on TV. It was great. That's what I did the review with the No DQ guys after the show. We walked right over to the Marriott. But they, No DQ did their big meetup too. We stopped by that yesterday, their big 20th anniversary meetup. They did it at a Smash Burger restaurant, which is right across from the arena. They had a good turnout for that too, and we showed up there for like the final hour and hung out, met some more guys and some more listeners of the channel, which was cool. God, I wish I could remember your names now. I remember Mike in particular. Chris, what's up, man? Thanks for that. Super chat, would matches be better without all the finisher kickouts? Because crowds don't seem to get into matches till the false finishing sequence. You know, there's an argument to be made that type of stuff is hurting the biz a little bit, but false finishes are okay as long as it's not, like, too nuts. And we see a lot of the takeovers have a lot of those. The, Ciampa and Velveteen, I think, had a bunch. So, to me, I think the business is still a lot better in so many other ways. The wrestling is pretty insane, but I think that's just what it's evolved to turn into. You know, philosophies from the 70s and 80s do not apply today. So it's almost like our mind has to evolve with this. So I don't know. I'm almost on the fence. I can see the arguments for it being too much, but at the same time, it can make for some exciting action once it gets cooking. Yeah, and this kind of Catherine's job is kind of handling booking events and stuff, so she is a good person to have if you're going to a show. Plan everything. All I had to do was show up and look pretty. We got Balor out. Yeah, Scott, the James Ellsworth shit happened right before I was heading up to LA. So I kind of caught the tail end of that. That's not good. What a dumbass. It's funny, they had this stand-up comedian. Where was he from, Catherine? I forget. It was like America's Got Talent or something like that. There's a comedian that opened up for Bruce and Conrad because we went to the live show. He talked about the Ellsworth situation. He had some line to where it's like, he's like, it's the most not surprising news you've ever heard. You know what I mean? If you picture what somebody that might send pictures to a minor might look like in your head, yeah, that's James Ellsworth. I just thought he was such a likable guy. Everybody loved him. Thought it was so cool that a guy like that was getting an opportunity in WWE, given the fact that he certainly doesn't look like John Cena, to say the least. To piss it away like that and do something stupid. Yikes. Yikes. But I don't know. Again, it just depends. I don't know the details of it. All I know is it's, I guess I find it amusing because it's like, why just, you know, to do that to your career. My friend, actually, the way I found out is my friend, I've mentioned him before, he's a referee for the NWA in the Carolinas, and he was supposed to work with Ellsworth this weekend, I think. And he texted me on Friday, he goes, well, Ellsworth isn't going to make the show, and apparently he's not going to work anywhere else for a while either. And I'm like, oh god, and I immediately jumped on Twitter, and that's when I kind of saw a few things, so... Oh man. Jake and Gonzalez, I will show you my ass. No, I will not show the screen. Pay your cable bill, boy. We're just hanging out. We got a good audience in here, 450 people, but them likes are sorry. Sorry likes, y'all. Smash the like button. 5-knuckle shuffle the like button. People's elbow the like button. The like button might kick out, but just do it again. Keep doing it till it takes. And subscribe too. Don't forget that. Very important. I'm a little kind of out of it tonight, so forgive me if I seem a little not myself. I don't know how many beers I drank, but it was a lot. Oh, I didn't know Grim. Oh, yeah, Grim works with Ellsworth a little bit, doesn't he? And Hawkins. Yeah, I'm sure anybody that does anything with Ellsworth right now is probably distancing themselves. Fucking Ellsworth and Enzo. These two. They're gonna wind up in jail and be cellmates. God knows what's gonna happen there. Thanks for smashing it, yay. Yes, Charlotte did turn heel. See, what I'm curious about with the Charlotte and Ronda match, I'm wondering, because I speculated on this before Becky got injured, had Becky and Ronda taken place, that's kind of the finish I expected them to do. I did not expect them to beat Rousey. Sorry, Becky wasn't going to beat Rousey there. But at the same time, you might not want Becky to really lose. I pitched the idea of a Benoit and Angle type of match where Becky takes her to the limit and ultimately loses, but a disqualification is another option. So if you put Becky in that scenario and do the exact same thing, it would have worked, and it would have fit. You know, because Becky's a badass, and she's vicious now, beating the hell out of Rousey with the kendo stick and doing everything Charlotte did. Now Charlotte's a heel. I don't know if this is going to eventually... I mean, part of me thinks now, oh, Charlotte's a heel, and now her and Becky are on the same page, and maybe this is eventually that 4 horsewomen versus 4 horsewomen match. But another part of me thinks this is the slow kind of double turn. I think when Becky comes back, how is she not going to be a babyface now? You know, she's got the love and adoration of the fans, and the person, her arch nemesis, is the most hated heel in the women's division in Nia Jax. You know, I'm almost thinking Becky goes face now, and Charlotte's going to go back to being a heel, which she's much better at anyway. But whatever they did last night with the match, I hope it sets up something in the future, whether it be Charlotte and Ronda at WrestleMania, or Becky and Ronda at WrestleMania, or they do the 4 horsewomen thing. We saw the two girls, I forget their names, but they interrupted the Shayna Baszler and Kairi Sane match at TakeOver. You know, I still think they're way too kind of early to be put in any Mania match, so it might be something you have to hold off, but, you know, this could be the beginning of it, what we saw at Survivor Series. But yeah, I kind of think that, that Becky being in the match, that finish might have very well happened the exact same way. But again, you'd be running the risk of getting Ronda booed. You know, Charlotte getting cheered and Ronda getting booed made no sense to me, but if Becky was in there doing that, I can see the fans still cheering Becky easily over Ronda. I think she was going to be the crowd favorite anyway. But why the fans got on Charlotte's side, makes no sense to me. Because it goes completely against everything they were screaming about not even 3 weeks ago. I don't think they know what the fuck they want sometimes. Roman Reigns 2.0 or whatever they were calling her. Well, they can go with Nia and Charlotte, but they're not going to do Nia and Charlotte before they do Nia and Becky. That's your match now. Doesn't matter if she deserves to be in there with Becky or not. That is your fucking match, given what happened. You got to do it. Let the fans have that moment. Let the fans have that moment of Becky just beating the hell out of her. Don't you want to see that? In order to see it, you just got to be patient. If we had any eliminations, just Balor, right? I know I already asked this, and you guys probably already answered it, but I'm stupid, so please answer again. What's this 6-man match? What are the implications here? Like, if somebody wins, does something happen? What the fuck does this even mean? I'd like to see Elias hang in there till the end. He doesn't have to win, but I'm hoping he's not the next one eliminated. Actually, I take that back. I bet you he will be the last one, or the next one. They might want to do the Strowman 3-on-1 thing. Although now he's brawling with Lashley. Darren, your super chat didn't go through, or did I not see it? If I missed it, I'm sorry. If it didn't go through, I don't know what to tell you there. How did Raw start? Corbin cut a promo, J-Mo. Elias going to the top. Look at that elbow. Not bad. I don't know, MD on. At least this is not a segment. At least this is a match. If this was the same opening promo, then yeah. But this is not uncommon. At least it's wrestling. I mean, the match started at 12 past the hour. That's actually not bad. Because there's been some opening match or opening Raw promos that have gone like 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Ooh, big spear by Lashley onto Elias. I guess people like his little black vest. He didn't shorten the show, but the overrun has been canceled, I guess, by USA. So the show will no longer run past the top of the hour, the third hour, which it doesn't need to. My stream is buffering. Doesn't look like I'm going to miss much while that's catching back up. I'll eyeball the game in the meantime. I want to know who's winning the Rumble, too. Kind of hoping Drew McIntyre. Give him the title shot at WrestleMania. Either that or he wins the Chamber or whatever they do to determine the other title match. Looks like it's almost back up. There we go. Did Elias get eliminated? He must have. Yeah, that's what I thought, because now... And I have no sound now. Motherfucker. How do I have no sound? Yeah, I kind of thought they might do that so they could do the 3-on-1 thing with Strowman, because he was pretty damn dominant last night. Your guess is as good as mine on Samoa Joe. Keep me updated here, because I currently don't have the screen up. I'm gonna put it up on the other TV while I get this figured out. Seems like every week or every 2 weeks I have streaming issues. Some week it's perfectly fine. Some weeks I have no audio. Where are we at? There we go. Alright, got the show on over there in the meantime. I could go with a Miz Rumble victory too. Absolutely. Did we go to commercial? Sweet. If we're at commercial, that's great. Because since I have no audio, I gotta restart. Since I have no sound, I gotta restart this fucking Roku over here. We'll do that. I know I'm making a ton of noise, I'm sorry. Technical difficulties, as always, at the Podcastle. 500 viewers, Catherine, all sitting here watching me fumble around with my damn Roku. Raw is acting like an ass. At least it's a commercial. I have it figured out by the time the show's back on. That's what you get for getting these shitty streaming cable apps. I don't see Elias winning the Rumble. I really don't. I just don't. I love Elias. I almost think WWE just has him in the role that he's in. Fans love him. He's got a big spot on the card. So far, they feel he doesn't need a title. I don't think a title would hurt him, though. But I'd probably put the IC on him first before I'd be worried about world champion and shit like that. All right. DirecTV, you are back. I can put the football game back on over here. What is the worst cage match? I'm going Piper Hogan. That was a pile of shit. Either that or Kennel from Hell, which I was unfortunate enough to see live in person. Oh yeah, Catherine. I told you you'd like Bub better. I don't know. I fed them both and they're hiding. Oh, Tito's right here. Hey, buddy. But Bub, I think, is sleeping. Shit. All right, I got my sound back. Let's go to Raw, not the football game. All right, USA Network. Seth feud with Elias after Ambrose? That'd be all right. They can find a reason to feud. They're kind of both baby faces, aren't they? What are they going to do? What's their issue going to be? Sounds good on paper. I don't know, though. I think Ambrose and Rollins, like, if they're going to feud here, it doesn't need to be like a month-long feud. I mean, this is a pretty deep issue with a lot of history. That might be something that runs until May or June, you know? All right, we are back. Strowman getting choked out on the top rope. I am sitting in front of I'm sitting in front of 5 TVs right now, and I'm getting dizzy. I wish everybody could meet my cats. They are so awesome. Told you they were sweet. As my new neighbor, I guess so. So far, everything is good. There was a loud argument down there a couple nights ago, though, right before I left. Like at 2 in the morning, they're like yelling and screaming. I'm like, what the fuck? So whoever these new people are down there, they are idiots. And I hurt my foot. Did I tell you all that? Right before I went to Survivor Series, I banged on the floor because they were blaring music, and I bruised my heel or something. I was kind of hobbling around LA a little bit. I wasn't feeling that great. One bum wheel. Yeah, like the streamer, my cats will turn heel on. Well, one will turn heel on you for sure. The other one's too nice to be a heel. Braun in the Attitude Era would be fun. It'd be tough to be there, though, with Taker and Show. He'd almost be 3rd string, probably. And Kane, 4th string. And if he was in WCW, he would most definitely be in the Dungeon of Doom. What would his name be? His name would be something ridiculous. Ooh, running down Lashley? Have we gotten a Lashley Strowman match yet? That has potential to not suck if done all right. If you screw me, I'll be quiet. It's an interesting way to try to end an argument. All right, Drew's DQ'd. Yeah, Stanley. I was trying to mention that in like for the last 5 weeks in my episode, just letting everybody know that I'm not going to be around for Survivor Series. I've never streamed from my phone. Apparently, I could have done that because when we did the new No DQ stream, Aaron was doing that from his phone. I guess I could have came up and done a video, but they were long days, man. A lot of walking around. Jesus, throwing chairs. There's a lot of stuff taking place on the outside of the ring in this match. Wait, is Beefmaster showing up? I forgot which one's which. Oh yeah, you're probably right, Austin. He'd be called Bigfoot or something. I mean, they had Loch Ness. Remember Loch Ness and the Yeti? And I forgot what they called. Did he even have Cream Curtis, the big guy on the third? I don't know if they had another name for him. Avalanche and Zodiac and Taskmaster. That was some stupid shit, man. Yeah, I don't think there was a time during the weekend where I didn't have a beer in my hand. Or as Austin would say, beer in one hand, beer in the other hand. Man. I mean, speaking of beef and masters, there's a whole lot of beef in this ring. I mean, Corbin's no small dude either. He may be a shitty waiter, but he definitely ain't small. Oh yeah, the Masta or whatever. Jesus. Sasquatch, yeah, it would definitely be something like that. It would be something hokey as hell. And all he'd do is inevitably probably be put in front of Hogan. We all know how that'll end. Oh yeah, 7 was awful too. Leo Rush. Was it, remember last night I saw on the screen they did the backstage with the team of Raw? God, they are just beating the hell out of Strowman here. And I think Strowman says to Leo Rush, like, he doesn't know who he is or something. I don't even know who you are. So is this match over? Is everybody disqualified or what's going on? Because they're now tying a belt around Strowman's arm. Are they going to do a break his arm deal? His elbow's already bleeding. So are these 3 guys now forming an alliance, or are they just forming a temporary one? Got it. That's awesome. That's kind of cool that his arm is bleeding already. Kind of makes it look better. Alright, so this is going to help even the odds for Corbin. Because, I mean, if he's going into TLC to face Strowman in a TLC match. I mean, who's going to... Damn, there's blood he's rubbing it all over his fucking face. You know what else I didn't know they do at live shows that they definitely didn't used to do back in the day? I'm pretty sure they changed the actual ring mat 3 or 4 times in between matches. I never knew they did that. They certainly didn't do it back in the day. Maybe a little more sanitary these days. I don't know. Yeah, Strowman is stumbling around. I mean, the way he's selling it, I'm wondering if he's going to be off of TV. Or if he's just going to be out there with a cast for a couple of weeks and he's going to go into TLC not 100%. Because when is that pay-per-view? Please don't tell me it's in 2 weeks. Do we have some time before TLC gets here? Please? I ain't trying to have the show be tomorrow. Alright, so Drew is now a part of another 3-man faction. I say I can't feel his fingers? That sucks.
Said he couldn't feel his fingers, and he said just before that he couldn't move his arm. This is a very serious situation for Braun.
Shut up, Michael Cole. I got to not hear you for the whole weekend. It was glorious, blissful. Sorry, Bobby and Alexa, stole it.
Yeah, also a night where we were supposed to be celebrating the clean sweep for Monday Night Raw, and now we're in this devastated state. Brutal.
Also, speaking of devastation, Seth Rollins has been devastated mentally as of late after the assault.
Braun wasn't booked weak, man. He was beat up by 3 monsters, 2 of which just as big as him. If one guy did that to him, then I'd agree with you. I think he looked weak. But just being beat up doesn't mean you look weak. Look at the people that were beating him up. Not the weakest 3 motherfuckers that they have out there, you know? Making him look weak is to have, like, Leo Rush do that to him. Oh yeah, I remember when you burned all your Shield gear? Seth can't even return it now because you burned it. What's up, Dorian Moore? Thank you for the super chat. That's how you sell a beatdown, Ronda? I think Ronda sold her beatdown just fine. I think Ronda, since she's been there, she's been a million times better seller than in my head I thought she would be. So I have no complaints about Ronda's selling ability whatsoever. None. But thank you for your support. You are awesome. You're always in here too a lot, aren't you, Dorian? You're one of our regulars. The dumbest thing, Dean, you're not very bright. You poured gasoline all over that damn thing. Is that just for effect? You already got the fire burning. I cannot believe Dean didn't show up. I thought for sure that Shinsuke, they would give Shinsuke the victory in that one just with Dean coming out and helping out. That's what I predicted. That's one of the only matches I got wrong. Just the Shinsuke and Rollins match and one other one. I think maybe the women I got wrong. Everything else I got right. I'm curious where all this is going to go with Strowman. So now I guess, if I'm right about this, he faces Corbin at TLC. I guess if Corbin wins, he gets maybe permanent GM hood or whatever, right? And then if Strowman wins, he gets a title shot? Or does he already get the title shot at the Royal Rumble? I don't know. Carry it out on a stretcher? No, it's fine. Let's not overdo it. She's used to getting her ass kicked. She wasn't carried out on a stretcher after Holly Holm. The Something to Wrestle show was fun. That was really fun. We had killer. We had the VIP seats, so we got to go in. We got to meet him, which was cool. Sat right up front. The special guests were some interesting ones. Lillian Garcia came out to tell a story about drinking beer with Austin. And then the big guest was Gerald Briscoe. And he sat with him, answered a lot of questions. And he's a pretty funny dude, even his old age. He was having a good time. He looked like he was legitimately having a blast. I don't know what the hell he's doing all the way out in LA, if he came out just for that or what, but it was cool to see him there. And they also had a porn star. Catherine, help me again. I forget her name. Whitney something. And I don't know why she was even there. Just because LA, all the porn stars live there, but I think she's a wrestling fan, so they had her on. She didn't say anything. All she did was come out, hug the two guys, sit with them, maybe said a word or two, and then that was it, and then she was up and out of there again. So she was technically a guest as well, but it was a fun show. They look tired. I mean, they're on the road a lot. And then they're going like overseas or something. And then Catherine, I think, looked at the schedule. Finally, they're like off 6 weeks. That's some well-deserved rest for those guys. But they were cool. Chatted with us for a little bit. They marked out for my Haku shirt, which I thought was cool. Whitney Wright. Thank you. Whitney Wright. Google her. She was there. Met a couple people in line. Chatted with them a little bit. There was a guy that was sitting next to us. I think we basically talked him into going to NXT. He's like, I'm debating if I should go. And he found a ticket, like one ticket for like $80, and he bought it. I'm hoping he enjoyed the show. It was cool to see the War Games live. I liked it. Just a cool visual, you know, the two rings like that. And I think my favorite spot of the whole War Games match was when they were in the middle. Because if you noticed on the two rings, I don't remember if they did this last year or not, but the two rings were almost connected. There was like a steel grating or plate over top of the gap. Where back in the old days in the NWA and WCW, there was nothing in between that gap. You could fall between there if you were small enough. So when they all got in there, in between the two ropes, between the two rings, and stared each other down and had a brawl, all 8 men in there, in between the two ropes at the same time. I don't know why I like that. I just thought it was a good spot that I'm not sure in some of those other War Games we've seen anything quite close to that. The shit with Pete Dunne being locked in the cage, that was good. There was some speculation that he might be injured. So I thought they might keep him out of the match entirely, but then he got in there and started taking bumps, and he survived with Ricochet. The visual of them holding up their belts on top of the cage. I got a shot of that on my camera because we were on the hard cam side, so their backs would be facing me. But it was just cool to see them up there. Cool stuff. Yeah, I think we were counting, so of all about a couple hundred people that were at the show at Something to Wrestle, I think there was maybe a dozen maximum women out of about, 350 people or 250 people, whatever it was. That was hilarious. Surrounded by sausage. Another super chat coming in from Darren Pfeffer. What's going on? If I were to donate $100 on here, would it get a video idea or just Patreon? You can do it anywhere. I mean, I always say Patreon and PayPal, but you want to do it here, do it here. That's absolutely fine. I'll get the video up as soon as possible. Whatever you want, man. You're always an awesome supporter, too. You're always hitting me up with stuff. You're great. I appreciate it. Apparently today is like National Patreon Day. So for those of you that are supporters there, thank you. I don't have a huge, I don't promote the page very much, so I don't have a lot of patrons, but that money generally goes to just monthly bills, you know, for this podcast and things like that. So you guys pretty much, you know, keep the upkeep going, and I have y'all to thank for that. Yeah, Seth. I think that's during your matches when we noticed Enzo sit in the crowd.
Did you guys know last night marked 6 years to the day
That's right.
that the Shield made its debut in WWE? 6
Yeah, Survivor Series, right? That Punk and Ryback match or whatever it was.
better part of those 6 years, myself, Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns together as the Shield, we ran this place. After my match last night with Shinsuke Nakamura, I took some time to reflect on the last 6 years, all the ups and downs we've been through, and I gotta admit to you guys something. It's made this situation with Dean Ambrose that much harder to stomach. You know, it's only been 4 weeks since Dean turned his back on me and Roman, but it's felt like an eternity.
Would have been funny if Seth said, "It's been 4 weeks since Dean turned heel."
To walk down to this ring and face me like a man. But all that
What did Dean Ambrose do to deserve a title shot? I don't know. Maybe being a former world champion helped this cause. I don't know. Just a guess.
Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins one-on-one for the Intercontinental Championship. And you know, I sat in this ring last week and I watched.
Plus, Dean Ambrose is feuding with Seth Rollins, so why would he not get a title shot?
He took the Shield vest and he lit it on fire. And he said that the Shield was a burden to him. He said that the Shield made him weak, and he said that this is the same guy he's been this entire time. You know, you think.
Yeah, no, Bubba Nader, nobody saw it, though. I did find Baron Corbin.
From watching this
He was in this little back alley. Nobody was around. It was just me and him. I slapped the shit out of him like 3 or 4 times. Catherine didn't even know what happened. Forgot to tell her. But yeah, I found him. He paid for not bringing me those mozzarella sticks. I told him. Wish I had it on video, but my phone died. Yeah, it died. So I couldn't take a video of it.
You know why I didn't know that? Because
And if you didn't see any marks on his face from the slap, it's probably the makeup team covered it up pretty good.
called back the entire time he was out with an injury, not one time. And Ambrose said he loves WWE. Love? He said he loves WWE. Look, I've known this dude for 10 years, and that was the first time I've ever heard him say the word love.
Love.
And I gotta be honest with you guys, I didn't know that he was capable of love. He said he loves WWE because it's just
So at TLC, I forget. How many, like, stip matches are there? Just like the main event, one big TLC match, and then regular matches? Or are there tables and ladders involved in every match? I don't even fucking remember.
all you've been doing is hiding
Make this a ladder match. A ladder match would be fun. Have they done that yet?
changes at
Between
TLC.
Seth
We're gonna have
and
a
Dean?
match, but TLC is a ways away still. And I want to talk about tonight because I am feeling highly aggressive right now. And if Ambrose, if you love it as much as you say you do, why don't you come down to this ring and prove it? Because I am looking for a fight.
Ambrose has got Rollins all fired up.
Renee, where is Ambrose? All right, WWE Network with a caulking gun as your avatar is live. Good for you.
Come on, Seth. You're looking a little desperate. You think you're just gonna rile me up and I'm gonna come running out there like some kind of lunatic, as you might phrase it? Give you exactly what you want? No.
What's going on, David? How you doing, buddy? I've been talking about it. Weekend was fabulous. I'll do it again in a second.
Here's the Shield. Did more harm than good, sure.
Yeah, next time they get up here, especially for a big one, a big 4 pay-per-view can make back to LA, I'm gonna go for sure.
The camera stopped rolling. Nobody knows what kind of people we were behind the scenes. The things
2015 was a ladder match. I know they've had to have done one. They've done every other match. Then in Hell in the Cell and
very beginning.
Evening Gown. They've done everything.
It's caught up to us. We're all gonna pay for it in different ways. The old saying goes, what goes around comes back around on you. It's come back around on us in a big way, and now we're all gonna get what we deserve. I mean, look
You know what? I'd put the belt on Ambrose. Let him take it from him. Couple of rematches.
in the Shield. He has the answer to the man upstairs.
Because what do you do with both of these guys at WrestleMania? Does this feud make it that far?
You have to answer to me.
They can skip Rumble without having to do a match. They can be in the Rumble.
You wanna know what's happening? You wanna know what's going on? You wanna know what's gonna happen?
They can maybe even skip the next pay-per-view. I mean, they could have one match here and their next one doesn't come until WrestleMania. That could happen too.
Come find me, and I'll show you.
So Dean's in the back area there. And Seth's running after him. Yeah, you're right, Catherine. I like the crowd because one thing I was worried about, because I used to go shows in the Carolinas, and you want to talk about annoying fans? Holy shit. I was worried that, like, fans are going to drive me crazy, but they didn't. It was a great crowd all the way around. Everybody looked like they were genuinely there having a good time. You had your whiny little brats around you every so often, but they weren't ruining the experience at all.
Now we get to see it all come together. I don't know what his plan is. I don't know. He's had time to think about his entire career.
Well, I don't want to editorialize on this, but it seems like there could be a better way of going about it than Dean Ambrose is, and a lot of the inflammatory things that he said. Oh, there he is. There's Seth Rollins now.
You know what, Kyle? I want War Games to stay in NXT. I want that to be an NXT exclusive.
Where you at? I know you're out here.
They don't need to bring that to the main roster and fuck it up.
Ambrose go. I saw him out here. Where'd he go? I haven't seen him.
Is that...
Where did Ambrose go? He was just here. Where did he go? Where did he go? I don't know. But you better get out of my face.
I don't know, but you better get out of my face. I've seen better acting on the Hallmark Channel. Hey, you just knocked out a perfectly good developmental guy.
Where you at, Ambrose? Where you at?
Where you at? Don't end a sentence in a preposition, Seth Rollins.
Dean Ambrose, but the actions of Seth Rollins.
Well, I think that Dean Ambrose had Seth Rollins probably the exact...
What trailer were they whacking off in?
Very obvious Seth Rollins is completely rattled right now. If this is
Yeah, Renee, don't be playing us. You know where he is. You know what he's doing.
Well, I don't think anyone should ever underestimate Dean Ambrose. I mean, I don't know too much about it, but I will say that Dean Ambrose is a lot more cerebral than a lot of people will give him credit for.
You're not letting us in on everything that you know, Renee.
What am I supposed to tell you?
Okay, they're at least acknowledging. I'm like, it's just so weird to hear Renee talk about Ambrose.
I only know so much about the situation.
Renee's like, look, my husband Cray. Sorry. Get off my ass about it. He's like, you motherfuckers don't have to live with him. I do. I like that image of Charlotte. Look at that look on her face. Damn, she looks like a demon. Good shot of Rousey on the side, too. Rousey had a lot of hair and makeup things going on last night. Kind of a new outfit, sort of, from what I could tell, right? Natalya and Ruby Riott tonight. How dumb was that women's match? They were on the same team. I don't even know how they managed to win that. With all that dissension. Shut up, Michael Cole. Well, Sasha, I ain't gonna lie. I do like that outfit. Jesus. Hello, inflatable Bailey person. Fans don't give a shit about Bailey. That's a good point. Yeah, they're talking to Renee, and Seth in the ring during his promo said he only heard Dean say love one time, and it wasn't referring to Renee. Yeah, what's up with that? Yeah, I got the game on over here. I'm indifferent who wins. I like these kind of matchups, especially when I have no emotional stake. I just hope it's a good game. Fantasy-wise, I've got a couple. I got the kicker for Kansas City, and I got Travis Kelce going, but I'm already up by like 70 points. He's got Mahomes, so he's not going to beat me. But this is I mean, we don't get many 9-1 versus 9-1 teams matchups very often.
Like the recent wildfire,
That's a rarity.
they need support. You can help the American Red Cross provide warm meals, shelter, and hope to families.
Bailey is my joy.
Please
I want Bailey to turn heel.
to Red Cross
I want to turn like emo or gothic, or when Terry Runnels was like when Brian Pillman dressed her up and all that. I want to see Bailey like do that. That'd be sweet.
support is critical. We can't do it without you.
Oh, cool. They're facing Nia and Tamina. That's the match here? Yeah, they're going to get beat. They certainly are. Get used to Nia winning until she runs into Becky Lynch. You're going to have to be patient. And try to put a lid on all them crazy emotions. And just relax. Smoke a J. Just be patient for another day. Down nice and awesome. I read yours in a dyslexic way, and I thought you said Bailey deserves pizza. But now I see what you mean. Bailey deserves better. She'll get there one day. They go so up and down with everybody. Some cases it feels like they can't ever recover. And in Bailey's case, I think the only way she really can is with a drastic change. Because she doesn't, she's not like the type of babyface that Becky was. Becky was still, Becky could be a babyface but talk trash. Bailey doesn't really do that. Unless Bailey wants to all of a sudden start being this like badass, little more aggressive girl. But how are you going to do that with a t-shirt that says I love to hug on it, Like, she's almost kind of painted into a corner where she has very little room to expand as a babyface character. She's still got to hug everybody and hug the kids and shit. So the only thing that's going to do her any good is just for WWE to start having her win so the fans can start liking her again. Or flip her. That fucking commercial. Give her some black lipstick and some piercings. Fucking neck tattoo. Yeah. She won't be messing around. I know everybody's going to say that, Timu. I just have a completely opposite opinion about that. It's not our job to decide if they're getting... Who knows what they're doing to Nia? She might be getting other forms of punishment or be reprimanded in other ways that we as fans don't know or can't see. You think management just ignored that and didn't talk to her? You think that no trainer or nobody there, no agent, maybe had a little sit down with her and said, look, you got to be more careful or we're going to have to do something about this. But in the meantime... this amazing, wonderful heat that can make big money for us has fallen into our laps. It would be really stupid for them not to do it. Even if it means Nia has to be rewarded, who cares? Don't look at it that way. That's what ruins it for people. Don't worry about what WWE is or is not doing to Nia Jax. Just worry about, if it's going to make for good storyline. That's all I give a shit about. Like, if they just ignored this, it would be such a lost opportunity. Now, I'm not saying WWE can't mess it up. I will give you that 100%. They got this golden opportunity here where I think the fans, the fans are going to be happy when they watch Becky Lynch, annihilate her. So just be patient for that. Now, if it doesn't happen and they go somewhere else and go direction or they drop the ball on it, that's one thing. But I would do everything the exact same way. After that punch, hell yeah, tweet a picture of your hand. Say your hand hurts. Fuck it, she was shaking her hand at Survivor Series after she was punching people. That's great. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. I mentioned on Twitter, Owen Hart, after he pile drove Stone Cold. Oh, here's the Lars Sullivan thing. He wore a shirt that says, I just broke your neck. Yeah, but Owen didn't have a reputation for hurting people. Who fucking cares? That's not what I'm talking about. And plus, the long-term damage Owen did to Austin's neck was a lot worse than all of Nia Jax's botches combined. By far. Doesn't matter if she has a reputation or not. It's still an opportunity to get heat and make money. So do it. Fuck the fans' feelings. So they're going to bring him. Is he coming to Raw? He must be if they're airing this vignette. Coming soon. All right, well, they didn't say Raw or SmackDown, but I'm guessing it's Raw. I like how they kind of match. Alexa, she can pull off this, like, on-screen character pretty well. If she can't wrestle much, she'd make a great GM. Just a sexy, sexy GM. Here comes Tamina. And you know who's next? She wrestles with a lot of gear on. She's not like most girls, y'all. And she's from my hometown. Or my current town. Yeah, hashtag Facebreaker. They were doing that last night, right? I saw that on the Twitter. I mean, basically what the fans are saying here is they don't want them to do anything about this. I mean, don't you want Becky to get her payback? Don't you want to see that? Only one way to get there. Tolerate Nia Jax getting a couple victories for a while. Ain't gonna kill you. A lot worse things in life that you can be bothered by. And she did. Well, is this going to be a squash, or are we going to get any sort of competitiveness here? Sasha going right in on her. Thanks for that diet water. I don't do wax pens. No, I don't. Some of my friends do. They really like the wax. I'm not that hardcore. Thanks for the super chat and your modding services. I appreciate it. Raw has been pretty weak so far. Maybe, but look at what we've seen. We had a TLC match announced with some stipulations. We had a big angle with Braun Strowman getting his elbow smashed into bloody hell. Questioning where, how that's going to go here in the storyline, if that's going to put him at a disadvantage against Corbin at TLC or whatever, if it's going to mean more, if he's off TV for a few weeks. And we had an announcement of an IC title match too, with Rollins and Ambrose. So it's not exactly been uneventful, but when you got 5 hours of TV every week, a lot of this stuff doesn't feel special. So I can see why you think that, Chris. Thanks for that, Spaz. If it was 98, I'd say they might go with that. As a matter of fact, a first to kill someone match has actually happened. Buried alive, right? Like, the only way to win is to kill your opponent. What other? There's got to be another first to kill someone match. What's another one that you virtually die after? Maybe casket match to agree if they don't let you out. The degree, the level they took it to at Rumble in '98. Kane burned that bitch. Luna Strife, well, change is to was. Tamina was underused. She wasn't being used at all. She's been on TV every week for the past couple of months. So she's being used. And she's aligned herself with one of the top women on the roster. She's got a title shot upcoming. See, what they should do... God, that's how they... Because another thing I'm glad this went to commercial, because you guys can help me figure this out. So Nia Jax has the title shot because she won at Evolution, right? But with this new issue with Becky Lynch, but her title shot's going to come against Ronda, which means Ronda's probably just going to beat her ass. But I want to see Becky beat her ass. So do you think there's a way for Nia Jax to use her title shot on SmackDown? Like, what if she approaches the GMs and says, hey, I got this title shot. What if I don't want it against Ronda? What if I want it against Becky? And then, like, Paige and Stephanie or Paige and Corbin get together and we're like, well, come to think of it, that would be big money business. We should come together here and make this match happen. And Nia Jax's title match that she already has earned comes on SmackDown instead of Raw. That will give us the Becky Nia match. How do you, is that how you would do it? Just have Nia approach management? That means Nia's going to have to be actively seeking out the match, though. If I was Nia, I would want nothing to do with Becky. But that might be how you do it. Because otherwise, she's going to go in the ring with Ronda and get beat. But I want to see Nia, win and piss off the fans until Becky meets her. The more she's on TV and the more she's winning, the more bunched up the IWC's panties are going to get. And they will become unraveled when Becky finally gets in there with her. So I'd almost like to not see the Nia Jackson-Rousey match. Maybe you do a trade. Send Nia to SmackDown, send Charlotte to Raw. Continue the Charlotte-Rousey thing on Raw. Which, Down Nice, you just said at the same time I'm speaking it. So something like that. Because that's something WWE is going to have to do now. It's another thing. It's all about like rolling with the punches. They didn't know that was going to happen, but now that it did, adapt. That's what life's about. Yeah, because at this point, a Rousey Nia Jax, I'm not gonna say it doesn't make sense. She earned a title shot. Of course, it makes sense, but it just feels like out of place. I wouldn't do it. I'd figure out a way to make Nia and Becky happen. Scaffold match. Nia and Becky in a scaffold match. I'd be so nervous even seeing Nia Jax up there.
So now that you have a house, you can use Home Court Explorer. Quiet, I'm blasting my quads. Janice, look, I'm in a meeting. Janice, look.
Melina at the Rumble?
Look, I'm looking.
Maybe. They always got to bring back some girls for that, right? Has Melina been back? She hasn't been back, I don't think. She might have been back. So are Sasha and Bailey paying tribute to Bob Sparkplug Holly? Yeah, Mike.
Thank you, I know.
I think you have got a great future in coaching, whether it be in WWE or beyond. If the Browns
I agree with every single. I disagree with every single syllable of what you wrote.
Podcast, maybe? You know, the possibilities are endless.
It's like fans can be frightened for people or annoyed that she needs some work, because Nia Jax definitely does. But don't be mad that they're turning it into an angle. That's just stupid. And plus, like I said, let the professionals handle that. Not some retail worker with a fucking blank picture as an avatar trying to determine who can, should, and should not be in there. WWE has hundreds of people on their payroll and a lot of good legendary wrestlers as trainers and agents and backstage personalities. Let them figure that out. And we keep our mouths shut. Lynch and Cross at WrestleMania? That would be fun, but they just had that match. Plus, Cross is going to be awesome. I love Nikki Cross, but Lynch beat her a couple weeks ago. Baszler choked her out. It's not like Cross is really ready to be, dethroning a Charlotte or anything yet, but hell, she can get there. She's almost too good not to do something with. She's fucking brilliant. I mean, it's so funny. I'd almost want her removed from Sanity at this point. I thought they were a great unit in NXT, but they're shit on SmackDown. And I think Nikki Cross probably just be better off on her own. She can do her crazy gimmick by herself. She don't need those guys. She's phenomenal. National treasure. I don't care if she's from Ireland. We're claiming her. Or Scotland, or wherever she's from. New Jack Guy's revenge on Vic Grimes in that, the scaffold match, Dorian? Vic Grimes, he showed up on Raw like 1 or 2 weeks in the 90s there and never saw him again. So I don't know what the story, I'm never actually curious about the story behind Grimes coming in for like a half an hour. Thanks for the chat, Darren Pfeffer. Royal Rumble, everybody wants me to do a Mania and SummerSlam memories for other stuff. Rumble is possible. I don't think I could do Survivor Series, but Rumble maybe. But again, that's just like a huge undertaking. I certainly would have no time to put that together before the show this year. But I plan on doing reviews, retro reviews. I've kind of gone into that. It's putting a lot of time into one video. I'd rather put a lot of time into many videos. So that's kind of why I've been adopting the retro reviews around the time of the Big Four. Just review older shows and stuff for fun, or do topics related to the topic videos related to the pay-per-view. It's almost easier, and it keeps the content flowing. Yeah, she's Scottish, so's McIntyre. Yeah. I don't even know if Triple H is going to be able to work the show. He's going to be healed enough in time from his pec. I don't know if he's going to be working with The Rock. It seems like they were planting the seed for Batista. Might not be either. The face breaker. She should do the Big Show hand gimmick. Yeah, tag her in now and let her finish her off. Get them boos coming. Watch Twitter say, man, this is ridiculous how she's getting rewarded for hurting Becky. How dare they make money? How dare they make an awesome feud that we're all going to love if we just had the patience to sit and wait for the blow-off. Man, I was about to say, who's legal? It seemed like we asked that so many times last night at Survivor Series. Like, who's legal? I was like, I know the ref's legal. That's it. Nia and Tamina win. There you go. A person that thinks Tamina's underused, she just got another victory. All right, we got a pretty decent audience in here. Still pretty low on the likes, so hook me up if you don't mind. And if you've never watched me before, make sure you subscribe as well. We should be hitting 24,000 soon. We will be. A couple hundred more subscribers will be there. And then it's 25K.
Victory by Tamina and Nia Jax, just like Team Raw last night at Survivor Series, sweeping SmackDown Live, leading to some very high morale, also some very good moods around this place. Now that leads me to my next guest. He is the acting
Hey, behind you, dummy. He's right there. Look at her. She goes, where? Maybe on that screen? I do like your jacket, Charlie. Very cute. I like that. I hope they do this throughout the whole show. Dean keeps appearing saying, I'm right here waiting. And then Seth can't find him, and right when the show ends, he finds him. He's in the boiler room. You know what they should do there? You know, so Dean just went into that boiler room. Charlie, why do you look like you're so confused? What's the fucking hard to understand? But, like, if Seth keeps looking for him, can't find him, Dean is, hello, Lana. Dean is inside that boiler room or something, and like at 10:59 or whatever, they show Seth opening the door and he sees Dean and he runs and he slams the door behind him and the show goes off the air. You don't even see the brawl. You just have to wonder what the fuck happened. Might be hard to do with the network and stuff and YouTube. And here's what happened after Raw went off the air. Maybe they'd get some footage of that, but I just leave it at that. Leave it as a cliffhanger. You don't know if Seth fucking killed him in there. You have no idea. You're not going to know until next week. Might be worth a shot, just to have us give a shit to tune in next week. Do I think I'll hit 25K before 2019? Yeah, I do. We'll get there. We'll get there before New Year's Eve. I feel confident. We definitely would have been a lot closer if I would have been home for Survivor Series and done my normal videos, but I had so much fun at that show. The parents of the little kid that I filmed having a good time. as soon as I tweeted that little video, it was just getting like a ton of views. I don't know what it's sitting at right now, maybe 5,000 or 6,000. But I showed his dad. He's like, "That's so cool." I'm like, everybody just loved him, see him like rocking his little head. Except I screwed up when I was typing it. Like I started typing, making the tweet, and I only intended to use the word fucking once. And then I got distracted, was talking to somebody, went back to the tweet and wrote fucking a second time. So I felt bad about that. I even told the parents, I'm like, "I'm really sorry for swearing in the tweet." And they're like, "Oh, we don't give a shit." And they were having a great time. But it was the kid's like first show ever. He had like a Finn Balor shirt, a Seth Rollins hat. He was fucking decked out. He had signs. He was rocking the fuck out to Seth Rollins' song. I called him a 7-year-old, and I was like, "Buddy, how old are you?" He's like, "I'm 9." So I'm like, I judged him a little younger than what he was, but fucking great. I was like, that's what I like to see, you know, little kids. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're just gonna watch this little kiddie fucking bullshit wrestling?" And I'm like, I'm watching this kid have a good time. Like, I'm not gonna shit on that. Plus, that little bastard had awesome seats for the show. His parents really went all out for him. What am I doing New Year's Eve? I am probably working. I'm always working on New Year's Eve. Yeah, New Year's Eve is just kind of a big day for me in the wrestling in the restaurant biz. But I always have fun New Year's Eve. You know, because we do a big party at our place too, and yeah, I make sure I have my drinks and the champagne flows. And a lot of times it's more of a, you know, we have work to do, you know, but at the end of the night it's also a celebration, just to, you know, with the people I work with, and for another great year, and you know, a lot of toasts and hugs and handshakes and Christmas bonuses being handed out and shit like that. So I usually have a good New Year's Eve, despite the fact that I work. In the last 20 years, I might have had 2 New Year's Eves off. Yeah, have the kid do a live stream with me. Yeah, that'd be rough. Ooh, Diesel versus Waylon Mercy. Was that a TV taping? I actually remember a Diesel versus Waylon Mercy match on a videotape. I'm wondering if that was a house show or if they taped it there. Maple Leaf Gardens. A lot of wrestling in that building. Oh, you know what, Catherine? I think I'm going to join you. I actually just thought about that. I am going, even though it's a crazy weekend, I'm going to crack open a beer. And thank you for not using a straw. And of course, I can't find a can opener. Yeah, you were drinking a beer last night and you randomly put a fucking straw in it. I wasn't judging. Alright, there's Seth. He's at the door. See, this is how I'd have the show go off the air, just like this. Is he there? Burn it down. That's awesome. I like it. Dean's messing with him. Oh, I came back up to see an Uncle Jericho wants you. Super chat. Thanks, man. Been a sub since 2014. Awesome. First super chat. Random fun question. Push, fire, D-push. NWO in 96. Awesome 97. 98. Rock in 2000. Holy crap. Let me hear this first and then I'll answer that. Oh, I forgot about the Drake Maverick pissing his pants. That's so random. I did like how Sheamus came over and looked at him like, man, what the hell? I wouldn't be peeing my pants if I had 2 bookends like the Authors of Pain watching my back. I wouldn't be afraid of nothing. I like how they're doing the close-up of Drake Maverick's crotch. That's lovely. He's in catering. They're all messing with him. Did you try the peas? They got Rhino. These are all these guys do. They just hang out and eat. Potty humor. Oh, Vince. Dude, Uncle Jericho, I don't want to push fire or de-push any of these guys. Well, I want to push them all.
Is there something funny? Well, Jack, is that easy? I don't know what you're talking about. Don't get pissed. Think it's all a joke, do you? All a joke on me? Make me laugh. Whoa, relax.
I can't believe security let him back there.
No beef here.
Can you believe that shit?
We're just happy to see that you're in bladder shape than last night.
WrestleMania 3, bigger, better, bladder.
Bladder shape. Bladder shape. I got news for you. You're in trouble now because what?
You're in trouble. Why am I watching this and not answering this question? Dude, I cannot fire any of these people. If I'm going to de-push anybody, I'm going to de-push the NWO. I'm pushing the hell out of Austin in 97 and 98. Which means I got to fire The Rock. Oh well, sorry Rocky, love you. Here comes the piñata party or whatever the fuck. That might be the corniest segment of the night, I kind of agree. Who's pissed themselves? Vince did, we know that. Somebody else has peed themselves on TV, right? 3 piñatas, sexy piñatas. I'm not a big fan. It's kind of like some of the fuck, marry, kills are hard. I'm not a fan of the push fire job because you're asking me to pick 3 Hall of Famers? I'm going to go push, push, push. I ain't firing anybody. Don't ask me those. Wow, we got a tight game here. 17-16 KC. 2 minutes to go in the half. Wow. No, chosen one. You push The Rock because Steve has bad knees. He asked me. I'm pushing Austin because we got the same haircut. I don't give a shit what his knees are like. My knees suck too. I walked my ass all over LA. Like a boss. Oh yeah, Regal pissed himself and then somebody peed on someone, right? Didn't like Big Show pee on somebody or something? Maybe Russo's back and we don't even know. Vince is gonna be like, haha, I've missed you. Let's book some poopy and pee-pee angles. None of these writers know how to book television like that. Well, Joey G, I have no interest in fucking, marrying, or killing myself. I'll let the females in the chat handle that question. Oh yeah, Patterson had the skid mark, right? Because if we're adding shit now, we can probably add some more. Hasn't somebody else shit themselves? How in the world do I not remember Shawn Michaels throwing piss in Vince's face? That happened? That had to have been during the rebirth of DX, maybe. Ew. Ow. Oh, the coach peed on Coach peed on Vince. Oh my god. LB fantasy football team is looking good tonight. I'll win. I'm gonna be 5-6. I'll make the playoffs, but I've had some heartbreaking losses, and I got an awesome team. Last week I lost by 1/10 of the point, sitting right here doing the live chat. I was watching. Odell Beckham needed 1 catch. At the end of the game, he didn't get it. I lost by 0.12 points. Fucking unbelievable. Story of my fantasy life. This is my farewell season. The only way I'm coming back is if I win the whole thing. I'll have to defend my title. Otherwise, it's my retirement year. 10 years of fantasy, I'm fucking over it. I don't ever want to play again. Oh, I know Punk, like, there's a story of him, like, kind of shitting himself, but they didn't make that, that wasn't known on camera, or on TV. Like, I'm trying to think of, like, a storyline or an angle or a segment where they used somebody shitting or pissing on himself. Oh, man. Grown men watch this shit. Not sure why, but we do. I'll tell you what, I liked the tag team match last night because we got the Revival and the Usos showdown. I've been wanting to see some of those matches for a while. I'd like to see them land on the same brand at some point and feud. Be good matches. Oh yeah, they've dumped, didn't Spirit Squad dump shit on somebody, or they got shit dumped on them, right? This is a farce. Why are they all three allowed to compete? I mean, at one point, are these... They put the piñatas in the corner with them. Lucha House Party is the most cartoony shit. I mean, it's kind of like almost like the Matadors or whatever. With the little guy. Except this time it's 3 piñatas. I love everybody coming up with the examples of shit and piss being brought into storylines. Wonderful. There's like 20 times more than I thought. In my head, I was trying to like remember all the times. I'm like, okay, there's this time and this time and this time, and then you guys are throwing like 20 other examples at me. Crapper 316, that's right. Who did the thing? They spoofed Caddyshack, right? It might have been Teal Hopper, where they had the Baby Ruth in the pool and then he bites it. I know where that was. That was, I want to say at a SummerSlam one year, they had like a pool and shit set up with Todd Pettengill and Sonny was in it. I think that might have been where the TL Hopper thing happened, I think. Where is the Colognes at? Well, speaking of potty humor, they should rename them the Colons. Oh, don't harm the piñatas. There's some perfectly good fucking Jolly Ranchers in there, you asshole. Oh, British Bulldog got rock bottomed into a tray of dog shit, right? Rock did it to him. My God, there's a lot of examples. Not to mention all the dumb matches we see that are literally just shit. My stream went to the shitter. I hope it didn't. I'm still up, aren't I? There's no place in the ring for a piñata. Ooh, the fans caught it. This is no way to party. This is a great way to party, Corey Graves. You just don't know how to party. David, that's funny. Vince loves shit humor. Can be taken a couple of ways. He loves humor that involves actual shit, and he loves humor that is shit. He should be in the circus. Corey Graves so mad. The pinata party. Now Revival will win next week before we start throwing out our buried comments. Don't worry. These two teams, I will bet my middle nut, wrestle next week on Raw. Maybe 2-on-2 this time and Revival wins. So just relax. Nothing means anything anymore. Yeah, I want to see some of this replay because I did not see this on TV. It looked brutal as fuck from where I was sitting. Shit was so brutal. Yeah, I remember Kevin Thorne. Fucking, Mordecai, right? Asuka should quit after last night. I couldn't disagree more. You fans, and, oh, they lose, they should quit. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. God. You're the most live-in-the-moment motherfuckers I've ever seen. I like Ronda's kind of new gear. Look good. Ooh. I mean, she broke that over her. And what is with these moron fans cheering her? 3 weeks ago, Charlotte was the poison of WWE. She's awesome as like an angry, I'm gonna kill you. So she kind of messed up trying to put the chair on her head a couple times, didn't she? I still don't know how they really do that spot without killing the other person. I mean, how do you stomp on that chair and not at least have it give you a pretty gnar bruise, man? That's my Charlotte. That's the Charlotte I miss. Is she wearing a neck brace? Yeah, WWE fans want to go against what company wants them to do, and a lot of those cases, they're right. You know, a lot of those cases, it is a little bit forced. But sometimes it's kind of not. Like, there was no like, this is a situation where I wouldn't expect the fans to rebel like that. You know, they already kind of didn't like Charlotte. They kind of wanted her to be heel anyway. It's more comfortable for them. So she did, and now they're cheering. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, I don't want to hear fans try to say what does and does not make sense when they behave that way. If anything doesn't make sense, the fans' behavior makes a hell of a lot less sense than WWE's booking. And every show fucking demonstrates that.
Tomorrow night. Large three-topping pizza from Domino's. You can carry one out for $7.99 every day. This is a three-topping handmade pan pizza from Domino's, and now you can also carry one out for $7.99.
Gobbledygooker should make his long-awaited return. He's still alive, Hector, right? Chavo Classic, I think, passed. I think Hector's still with us. Yeah, I've always liked Charlotte too. I think I want WWE to make her the crown jewel of the women for years to come. I want her to be the new Moolah. You know, fans get annoyed at that. I'm like, why? Look at her fucking dad is. Look how hard she worked. Look at what motivated her to work. You can't find a better story than that. You know, her, no intention of wrestling until Reed died. and then not only becoming a wrestler to kind of tribute him, but becoming one of the best we've ever seen. With the last name Flair and carrying on the legacy of her father, the fact that the fans shit on that blows my mind. It blows my mind, you know? Why would you not want her to be one of the top? You know? So crazy. The fans like mentality sometimes. So, yeah, she wins too much. She loses a lot too. She's a 7-time champion. Right. She also lost the belt 7 times. She beat clean by Becky in the last woman standing. They didn't have her beat Rousey here. I think the Asuka match made everybody mad. Didn't make me mad. Because a lot of fans during WrestleMania, I got it so many times, they would say, it would have made more sense for somebody else to get that victory. I'm like, it wouldn't have made more sense to me. You know, that's your opinion. Because I completely disagree with it. Yeah, I have no problem with thinking that Charlotte is better than Ronda, but don't ever imply, Luna, that Ronda is bad, because she is by far better than I think a lot of us expected her to be. I'd make the argument that she's actually good. You know, just one thing just to be better than what was hoped, because even if you're better than what you thought, it might still not be that good. But not only is she better than what we thought she would be, she's good. She hangs in there as somebody that has been in the business a lot longer than, what, 10 months? Catherine, are you still here? You're always telling me about Total Divas. If I'm going to watch one episode, it would be the Natalya one. I mean, I still won't watch it, but if I was going to, it would be that one. Oh, they're doing some wildfire stuff. Good.
Yesterday, the WWE began this campaign to really help out and bring some smiles to the faces of the evacuees and the Red Cross volunteers. Ember Moon and R-Truth and Elias visited the Ventura County Red Cross.
Those fires are crazy, y'all. Crazy. What's the score on this game, actually? It's halftime. Yeah, Flair can be better. I don't think there's really anybody that's better than Charlotte at all. Like, in ring. I know Becky's probably liked more. And Becky's very good, but I still put Charlotte above her, too. As far as just in-ring awesomeness and athletic skill and power and badassness, I think Charlotte's got everybody beat. I can't believe you even came in here at all, girl. I'm beat. I wasn't going to miss a Raw stream, though. I'm like, I got to come up and talk about the weekend and talk about stuff. I don't know how long I'll hang behind or hang out after Raw goes off the air, but I was definitely going to come up tonight. Had to. If you pass out, we don't hold it against you. It'd be funny if Dean Ambrose was like behind him eating a corn on the cob. Oh, there he is. He kept walking. Seth, that just makes Seth look like a dumbass. Charlie's already dumb. We know that. When I find him. He was right there, man. I like Dean. The mind games. All he's doing is getting Seth riled up. Titus O'Neil. Titus O'Neil, by the way, thanks for retweeting me today. That was nice of you. Titus goes, he was just here, man. Wrong way, dummy. Yeah, Seth is chasing himself around in fucking circles. All right, here comes Ronda, bruised and battered Ronda. Very smiley. Shouldn't she be angrier than this? Or you gotta hand out gloves to little girls or boys? I just want to see her power walk to the ring and take the belt and throw it overhand like a fastball pitch into the ring. Give me the fucking mic, you know, and just get on it and say, Charlotte, I don't care what it takes. I don't care that you're on another brand. I'm gonna whoop your ass. I'm gonna rip your arm off and stick it up your ass. Anytime, any place, parking lot, Walmart, I want you. But instead she smiles and passes out gifts to the audience. So that I don't like. But I still think Ronda's good. Biggest criticism of Rousey is that damn smiling. That is a fair criticism. Absolutely. Whereas Dean Ambrose, Manu, you and Seth Rollins are blind. He walked right past you guys. Neither one of y'all saw him. Does Ronda's theme fit her? Yeah, as a babyface it does. It's her UFC theme too, so I think it fits her just fine. As a heel, I don't know. I'd probably go something else. Maybe Cult of Personality. Or like a female version of Brock Lesnar. Look at the welts on the side of her head, too. A female version of Brock's theme or something would be cool. Especially if, like, Heyman started representing her at some point down the road. It'd be awesome. Oh, that's happening at TLC. All right, they're setting up this card hard. Ooh. All right, we got about 100 subscribers in here tonight. Not bad. Keep subscribing if you have not yet already. So TLC, we got to get Becky interference or something, right?
The next chapter of Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair is going to be written. Some way, somehow, I'm going to find you, Charlotte Flair, and we're going to finish what we started last night.
Yeah, I just said this is what you should have said all along. Now it just feels like this match with Nia now is in the way. I mean, the two biggest feuds she's had in the last couple of weeks has been with Becky Lynch and Charlotte. Two SmackDown women. She has no issue with Nia. Final countdown for theme for Daniel Bryan. That song has a close place in my heart because the Detroit Pistons always opened up their lineups to that song. Europe, I think. Final countdown. I don't know though. That's one of those songs that the fans will start singing. Hey, buddy. Becky. What did she just say about Becky? I missed that whole thing. I was reading. Well, she's got her gear on.
So this is me on my worst day. And if anyone knows me, they know I refuse to step aside.
This is an open challenge? Nice. Damn, I hope she doesn't drop it here. It is the top of the hour.
The best decision for Ronda in this physical state. I agree.
Oh, Baron Corbin's going to answer the challenge. Corbin, you're about to get your ass whooped. Like Baron Corbin has a chance to beat her. Give me a break.
Baron Corbin, big
At least send out a credible opponent.
did to Braun
Like Alicia Fox.
here tonight. We have an update on Braun Strowman in a little bit, but Corbin, McIntyre, and Lashley took out Braun Strowman.
Hey, Wisely.
Ronda, your request to defend your title right here, right now, has been denied.
Well, you're a jerk off, Baron Corbin. Nobody likes you anyway.
As an acting general manager and soon to be permanent general manager, I, in good conscience, cannot allow you to compete tonight.
I'm a general manager who wears a shirt unbuttoned just enough to see my chest tattoo.
17 fights that I've never pulled out of one. 17 fights and I've never even postponed one. And I've had plenty of reason to, believe me, but I never did. I never did because that's what it takes to be the baddest bitch on the planet.
Maybe Stephanie will answer the challenge.
So you go out there and find me a challenger for my title.
Yeah, you better do it, Corbin, or you have served your last mozzarella stick. Actually, I think you're still yet to serve your first.
You want a shot at the champ.
Look how little she looks next to him. Yeah, Corbin, you best be stepping.
Best of luck. I tried to warn you, but if you're so adamant on defending your championship, I'll go back there and find an opponent. But she will be the next Raw Women's Champion.
Ronda's going to defend her title. But against who? We're going to find out.
See, you know, what I don't like here is if it turns out to be somebody just random and then Rousey beats her, great. But why even have Baron Corbin come out then and delay it? Unless they send out a surprise or something. Other than that, like, what was the purpose of Corbin even coming out there if they just send out Alicia or anybody? Dana Brooke, you know, somebody like that, they get tapped out in a minute by Rousey. Why even have Corbin come out there and flap his fat face? Nobody wants to hear him.
Stacks of sweet, syrupy goodness with fluff that's more than enough. Get 3
But I'd be very surprised if this is anything, any sort of a match that Rousey's going to lose. Could be an NXT call-up, could be.
TV provider decided to stop providing our schools.
I mean, Kairi Sane, are you going to bring Kairi Sane in to have her tap out to a pissed-off Ronda Rousey? I wouldn't do it that way. I just have it be one of the girls from the back, and then Ronda taps her out.
Right here at home. You want to check out the inside? Carpet's original. Stay home and get every major D1 game with Dish tuned into you.
We should send Baron Corbin back to NXT. He is an unsafe general manager. Needs more training. That is GM skills. He's got a reputation for being a dangerous general manager. He needs more training. Because I've never taken a bump, and I know. Hey, I'd be all fine with it being Haku. I felt like an idiot. I was doing the live stream after Takeover with the No DQ guys, and somehow we got on the topic of shoeless wrestlers. I think we were talking about Matt Riddle and who else has wrestled barefoot, and we're all trying to come up with these guys. I'm wearing a Haku shirt, and I never mentioned his name. You're calling it Ronda loses the belt? I cannot see that happening. I mean, the fact that they're making this kind of suspenseful here with Corbin coming out and then saying, I'm going to go find you an opponent, makes you think, but... I mean, and plus, Ronda is weakened from the ass-kicking from the night before. If you're ever going to take a title off of her, you're probably going to do it in a situation like this, you know, where she gets beat down or she's got a lot of adversity or deck stacked against her type of thing. Stephanie involved or whatever. But here, like 15 minutes after the second hour of Raw in November, after all this, I just think you save her first loss for Mania, but I'd be very surprised. Chazzy Gabbert coming out or Caitlyn? Yeah, maybe. We're about to find out. Dawn, that sounds like 3 wonderful things. I'm going to put my pajamas on here. I'm going to make my dinner, not reheat it. I might even have a cookie or 2 also. Sounds fabulous. I got my first fire of the year going right now. It's supposed to get kind of chilly this week, cloudy, and even raining on Thanksgiving, so I got a little wood today and threw it in and lit it. It's cozy in here. Totes cozy. Oh, Mickie James? That's fine. I wasn't ready. I didn't want to see any surprise. I wasn't ready for it. You did, Catherine. You mentioned Kevin Von Erich. Yeah, so I'm not imagining that. We really did talk about Shula's guys. But I'm like, how come I'm not talking about Haku? I think he wrestled with boots as Ming. But in WWE, he was always barefoot. All right, Mickie James. Cool. So it's nobody crazy. Ronda will beat her. Because that's what I would do. I wouldn't bring out somebody. I'd have an angry, ornery, the bear has been poked Ronda Rousey, just taking her frustrations and anger out, on Mickie James that she has for Charlotte. I mean, I think this is going to be a 30-second match. Nice catch. This is going to be a Matt Riddle, Cassius Ohno match right here. God, Mickie, you look unreal. I don't want to see you get beat, but I think you're going to. Yeah, Snuka and Tonga Kid and Rikishi, Samu, Von Erichs. A lot of guys wrestled barefoot. Umanga wrestled barefoot. RVD did for a short time, that's right. Yokozuna wrestled barefoot.
Literally never heard of such a thing. I have a champion battered and bruised the night before, as badly as Ronda was last night, to come out and demand to defend her own title. This is not a wise decision, and especially against a veteran like Mickie James.
Ronda Rousey hates losing even more than she loves winning.
And Ronda Rousey did not lose last night, went via disqualification.
Hey, you got to give Ronda credit. I mean, she's throwing stiff-ass punches, transitioning from a fighter to a wrestler. And she ain't potatoing anybody, so props to her for not knocking any teeth out. Ronda, we owe Ronda one, though. If she pops somebody, don't be like, oh, she needs more training. Like, no, she's a fucking UFC fighter. And got carried away. So far, she's been pretty good with those punches. Props to Ronda. She's making her shit look good. There's some UFC fighters that I just don't think would ever be any good. And she's done really well with this. I almost think women would have a better success rate transitioning into wrestling from MMA than men. I don't know why I think that. Just feels like it might be easier. Velvet McIntyre, yeah, she was barefoot. Yeah, so was Kamala. Oh, is that what she calls that move? That swinging Samoan drop slam? It's called the Piper's Pit. Get away from me. I'm about to lose this match. Don't touch me, ref.
Looking for a third one here.
Maybe Ron's having flashbacks pretending it's Charlotte Flair.
Could be. Ronda Rousey now has Mickie James exactly where she wants her. Gonna lock in the armbar.
Ah, poor Mickey.
And she does. Mickie James in trouble. What's Mickie James gonna do? Championship opportunity could go by the wayside here. Mickie taps Ronda wins.
Well, that's kind of cool. Ronda gets hammered into the fucking ground with that kendo stick last night. She defends her title the next night and wins. Badass bitch. Thanks, How Wheezy, for the super chat. I do see Matt Riddle. We talked a little about that over the weekend. Some people feel like that bro gimmick isn't going to translate on the main roster. I'm almost in between. I think it could. And I can also see, like, when people say that, I can almost see, like, what they mean. I'm like, yeah, that might not be good, but I'm willing to give it a chance first. I'm hoping his, just ability is going to overshine anything they don't like about his character. But I like Matt Riddle because Matt Riddle is, like, every friend I have. Like, I know 20 Matt Riddles in my life. I know those guys, those California dudes with the skater hats, and they talk like that. Like, everybody I know is like that. So, I kind of like it because I can relate to it, but I like it when he kicks his flip-flops off. I like that. Oh, shit. There's Nia Jax. Ronda's like, you want some? Remember when this used to be yours? You know, I'm really happy Nia Jax was already a heel when that happened. Because then it would have been awkward. But when she came out and blowing our fists and walked away.
Nia Jax. Nia has a date with Ronda Rousey in 4 weeks at the team.
Rousey's like, I'm a fighter and I don't knock anybody's face, bash anybody's face in when I'm punching.
Speaking of the WWE Network, what an event last night right here in Staples Center. Sold out over 16,000 for the 32nd annual Survivor Series. And what an incredible match between Universal Champion Brock Lesnar and new WWE Champion Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, the house was full last night. Even in the kickoff, I mean, it was getting full. Did not look like a whole lot of empty seats. TakeOver only had one. The very, very top of Staples was tarped off. But that wasn't a whole lot of seats. It was still a really impressive crowd, even though it wasn't a full-blown sellout. Really good crowd for NXT. That shit is so funny. Ooh, you don't... What'd you say, Dawn? Since I don't drink, I've got hot chocolate with marshmallows and almond joy. Oh, yeah, don't... wait, where do you live again? You're up kind of north. You're where it's cold. That all sounds lovely. I'm a huge, floppy vagina. It's only, I don't know, 58 degrees out here, and I got a fire in the fireplace. Like a vagina. I'm always chilly. Somebody tweeted me earlier today about Daniel Bryan. They said, hey, he's now main evented the 4 big pay-per-views. And they're like, who else has done that? I'm like, a lot of guys. I know Shawn Michaels has done them all twice. He's main evented 2 Manias. He's main evented 2 Rumbles. 96 and 98, maybe even another one. 95. Or I'm sorry, 97 and 98. In the matches, he's main evented a couple Survivor Series in 96 and 02 in the Chamber. And he's done Mania a couple times, we know that. And SummerSlam. Man. Actually, come to think of it, Sean has not main evented 2 SummerSlams, so I guess I'm wrong. I only remember him main eventing 96. Unless the 97 match with Brett and Undertaker counts, because he was the ref. What's this match? Got a hot Tory on your hand. Well, lucky you, Mike. Oh, hot toddy. I think hot toddies are spelled Toddy. I think. What's that, like a little bourbon and honey and hot water or something?
I'm trying to find somebody who's a good person.
Hey, it's John Meehan. When can I see you?
All right, what do we got in here? 350 people, decent audience. Little low on the likes. We can maybe get a few more in here. It would be nice. Oh yeah, Daniel Bryan didn't even main event the Rumble, so I don't know what the fuck the guy that tweeted me that today was even talking about. All right, pretty good tonight. Nice. Yeah, it was chilly in California last night. It was a little... Even I was cold, man. I think the temperature was the same. I remember looking on my phone at New York, and it was like the same, or 5 degrees difference or whatever. Yeah, we got the unusually little brisk air blowing through this week. A couple of years ago on Thanksgiving, it was like 100 fucking degrees. Hot as hell. Rusev and Lana Snickers commercial. All right. $96 HBK versus 94 Owen. 96 HBK. He was champ, Owen wasn't. Yeah, Ronda's style is different, you know, because Brock is big and powerful. Ronda's not really built, you know, as a powerful person, even though she's strong. Brock just suplexes the hell out of you. Ronda just pounds you to death, beats you. Uses her fighting skill where Brock just maims you. I don't think The Miz is lost on SmackDown. I think The Miz is awesome. He should use that as his catchphrase. Yeah, I'm not a... Sometimes I like this time of year with the weather and wearing warmer clothes and lighting a fire and snuggling and shit like that, but man, I love summer. I live for summer. That fucking commercial. Who is the most overpowered superstar? You mean most powerful? I don't even know. There's so many. Years ago, we had some crazy strong dudes. Oh my god, WWF Hogan would murder NWO Hogan. That would be quicker than Ronda Rousey and Mickie James. NWO Hogan was a huge pussy. WWF Hogan could beat fucking Superman in a match. NWO Hogan just ran away and cried like a bitch about everything. Survivor Series Chicago 2019, everybody. All right, well, we're not doing it here next year. Bummer. Wow. There's the Staples. There's all them statues, Catherine, that we were standing out next to. Yeah, that's the entrance we actually went in. Oh, is this Paige's movie?
My name is Hutch Morgan. I'm calling from WWE. We'd like both of you to come try out for us.
Vince Vaughn is in this?
It's all fake anyways, dude.
Hello. Sorry about that.
What advice would you give us?
What are your names again?
My name.
It doesn't matter what your names are. You want some advice? Here's the right advice. Shut your mouth.
Thanks, Dwayne.
Got it.
This almost looks like it's a comedy.
Paige, I myself have come from a wrestling family too. I know exactly what it means to you. So don't worry about being the next me. Be the first you.
Interesting. Interesting. When did they make that? That movie's like been filmed 2 years ago, wasn't it? Oh yeah, Authors of Pain, alright. Drake is like, I cannot believe I pissed myself. Yes, Gage, Ronda kept the title, most definitely. Beat Mickey James in about 3.5 minutes. Just enough time to have a bag of potato chips. 89 Flair and Ray. See, somebody asked 85 Flair and 87 Hogan. I'd do Hogan all day. 89 Flair and 2000 Triple H, though. I don't know. On paper, Triple H is bigger and badder. But how are you going to vote against 89 Flair? God damn, we got Starrcade now? 1 hour, that's all? So we got Starrcade this Sunday? Motherfucker. It's got to be a long show and they're only airing 1 hour. The whole show can't be an hour. Why? I mean, they have their own damn network. Why are they giving themselves 1 hour? Why not just air the whole damn thing? I guess because we don't need it. We already had everything else. I didn't like Abyss as much as other people did. I think Mankind was better than Abyss. I would have loved to see Abyss, though, in, like, ECW or something. He would have been awesome there. Fucking get some Abyss versus, like, Bam Bam Bigelow matches. Oh, my God. 87 Horowitz versus 2017 Ellsworth. I'd probably go Ellsworth, but 96 Horowitz was different. He started winning some matches then. Holy shit, Rams are up 30-23. Start of the second half. Okay, thank you. Starrcade Saturday. Sunday is just doing 1 hour highlights. Gotcha. Good, no review to worry about. Subtitles, please. What do you say? I didn't watch a whole lot of TNA, so, like, I mean, I know that the early Abyss stuff was gold. Seems like it started getting weird when Joseph Parks was introduced and everything. He was good at it, but it was almost like I didn't want to see him like that. I just like kind of the mystique of Abyss. Not knowing what he looked like. Shit like that. I saw Abyss in his prime versus, like, Kane in his prime would have been fun. I'd pay to see that. Cut away, go run out real quick. Be right back. Grab another beer.
Chad Gable has certainly become a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, victory tonight would get them a tag team opportunity, no doubt about that. Cover here by Rude. Cover and a kick out.
Rollins is just trying to get one up here on AOP. I mean, this is the dominance of Aiken and Bizarre.
You're right, Renee. Bobby Roode and Chad Gable have become a well-oiled machine, but they're in there with a couple of tanks, some serious heavy artillery.
It's going to be
Back. One more beer.
Bobby Roode and Chad Gable.
Nothing has happened yet in this match. Roode and Gable are not going to win this match. Michael Cole. Huh? Ew. I literally just said Gable and Roode aren't going to win, and then it goes 1, 2, 3. Unsubscribe for me. I don't know what I'm talking about. So we caught him with a quick roll-up? Is that really what you want to do to the AOP? Eh, what do I care? I mean, that victory was probably only done to set up a title match between the two, which AOP will win. So at the end of the day, whatevs. But that caught me off guard. Where are you now, Dean? The cameraman can find you. How come Seth can't?
Although I admit it has been fun watching you run around this building all night like a lunatic. I'm right here, waiting for you to come try to hurt me. All you've done so far is whine. So whiny. You and your people are all so whiny.
RB Entertainment. The winner between 91 Perfect and 97 HBK would be me. I would be the winner.
This is about the bond between brothers.
Yeah, good for you, Joey G. Unsub and cancel your network. Unfollow me on Twitter, too. Fucking bald bastard doesn't know what he's talking about.
Exactly what will happen to you. I will break you. Crush you. Shatter your bones. And after that,
Shatter my bones.
what is that? What is that smell?
Uh-oh, Dean. Is Dean about to get caught?
Smell cheese. Oh God, that reeks. That is a horrible stench. What is that?
What's going on, buddy? We got incoming.
Rollins beer?
Hi, dude.
No. Maybe that's just the smell of Los Angeles. No.
Oh, it's the smell of LA? Didn't smell that bad there.
Oh God, I think I know what that is. That's coming from you people.
Thanks, girl. Good night. You hung in there, man. Only 30 minutes to the show, so you did good.
Rest assured, there is
Sleep well. Thanks for a rad weekend.
no apology.
If anybody wins the title tonight, I'll text you and let you know.
Dean Ambrose certainly been elusive tonight, but these ladies are
I kind of hope Seth doesn't catch him tonight. Like, he just keeps looking, and like a dumbass can't find him. Natalia and Ruby are going to main event. No, they're coming up next. Unless, well, without the overrun, what is the fucking main event tonight? Oh God, the B team doing a Black Friday plug for WWE. I'll tell you what, being at the show and going to all the shit this weekend, the most common wrestling shirt that I saw by far was Randy Savage. I saw more Macho Man shirts than anything. And I brought one with me, and I didn't wear it because I'm like, there's too many Randy Savage shirts. So I wore different ones instead. It still tickles me they sell a waffle iron that makes waffles into WWE shapes.
Well, for tonight only, you can get t-shirts for as low as $10. Please hurry. There are only so many hours left for you to take advantage of this deal.
I'm not buying that damn briefcase either. How much they sell those briefcases for? Like, why would you even buy that? Yeah, good question, Aaron. I don't know. That's the thing. We've been speculating that the brand split may just be forced into retirement because WWE moving SmackDown over to Fox. They might do away with it, but if they do, what does that mean? You're going to unify a belt that you just created 2 years ago? Like, you can't keep two if you don't have two brands. I mean, I guess you could. They've done that before, sort of. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. A lot of questions to be answered next year. Yeah, my two guys, they were in the house all by themselves all weekend. I gave them a bunch of food and a bunch of water. They were happy to see me last night. It's like, where the fuck have you been? Yeah, Michael, I talked about Enzo. I was there, man. I saw him. I saw him going crazy live. What an idiot. Don't know what he thought to achieve just to get himself talked about, get buzz or whatever. Get a different kind of buzz on him because, you know, he was, the story of him being thrown off the airplane this week came out. So, I guess smart of him to create a diversion from that. Hey, let me do something else crazy so it'll take the attention off the other crazy thing I did. Yeah, no, I recognized him. We were on the other side of the arena, but I had a clear shot of him. I didn't see him until he was standing up on the chair. And we saw security yank him out. But I didn't know if it was shown on the network, so I immediately started tweeting you guys. I'm like, did you guys see Enzo? And a lot of people had not seen him, didn't know that that was happening. Buddy, you're getting hair all over me, man. Come on. Yeah, I was okay with Rousey's promo. Didn't hate it, but there's things I think she'll get better at too. Like she says, she doesn't have perfect promos yet, but again, like when it comes to Rousey, she is handling this so much better than in my head. I was worried, you know, prior to the Royal Rumble last year and prior to WrestleMania, prior to her match. You know, we're like, if she sucks, the crowd is going to be vicious. And she didn't suck. Hey, buddy.
When we sold our home, we only wanted our real estate agent to do two things: sell our home fast and for the most money. Thankfully, we found HomeLight.
HomeLight rates all the agents in your neighborhood using actual performance data like transaction history and reviews. That's data on millions of agents you can't find anywhere else.
It took just a few
Yeah, the waffle iron is weird. You know what I bought my sister last year for Christmas? I ordered her a toaster that will burn your image of your face into the toast. So I like took her profile picture off of Facebook or whatever, emailed it to the toaster company, and they made like a custom toaster. So now when she makes toast, it's her face on the toast. Just a random present. She fucking marked out for it. Oh, what the fuck happened here? TV. Oh, there's Seth. All right.
Oh well, I got him one-on-one at TLC. And that stupid little bandana's not gonna help him when I stomp his face into the ground.
No, Seth's giving up. He's leaving. Is Dean gonna be standing somewhere?
Looks like Seth Rollins.
Oh, Seth is leaving. Okay. All right. So what the hell is going on in the main event here, man? This cannot be it. We're not gonna get a 25-minute Ronda, or I'm sorry, Natalya and Ruby match, are we? All right. Justin Bieber got her little bunny ears. That's nice. This whole sunglasses thing is so dumb. Raw's been okay. Hasn't been a great Raw, but we're setting up TLC, so we're getting a lot of information tonight. Not sure if it's translating into a good show or not, though. It's been alright. As tired as I am and exhausted as I am from the weekend, the fact that I'm not falling asleep live here on camera is, to me, is a positive. I didn't know Sarah Logan was with one of the War Raider guys. That made me sad. Yeah, I did. I saw Liv tweeted something. I didn't know what she was referencing. Definitely something about Enzo's appearance. Like, Enzo's such an idiot. He's got no business dissing anybody. He's a fucking moron. And he's gonna fucking pass judgment. I mean, nobody likes him. Nobody's ever had a positive thing to say about him. He's a complete idiot in the ring, an idiot backstage. Probably had no business getting signed to begin with. Just doesn't have the attitude or the right mindset to even try to do this. I think he's a dumbass. He doesn't come off as tough. I guarantee you, me and half of you guys could easily, any of us could beat the shit out of Enzo in a fight. Yeah, fuck Enzo. Is Natty legit bipolar? I didn't know that. Poor Tyson Kidd.
It's impossible for her to let go of anything. Natty should be thankful for Ruby helping her speed up her grieving process. Brutal comments by Ruby Riott and Natalia now. To attempt to desecrate the memory of someone's father, I mean, that's...
Yeah, earlier on when I mentioned my friend that was supposed to work with Ellsworth over the weekend, I guess Cass was there and he said he looked pretty bad. And I seen a picture this week from an indie show. Cass looked like he put on some weight, did not look very good. And then he texted me, he goes, yeah, Cass was there, he looked like shit. And I'm like, I know, I just saw a picture of him. And then he even corrected me, he goes, no, just mobily he looked like shit, not even physically, just in general, in the ring and stuff. End zone Cass.
Regroup with her friends, Morgan and Logan. Natalia said her mother was devastated by this act, so you can imagine what that did to Natalia to see more tears from her mother.
Ruby retreating. And Logan running an interference for Ruby Riott is going to take advantage and plants Natalia face.
But why would, like, what, do they date or something? Like, why would Enzo even have a reason to even mention her in a song?
The Riott squad are always complaining about not being respected. Well, we'll get into that in a little bit, but right now Ruby's in complete control of Natalia. This match continues live.
I never liked Enzo, and then he almost had me turned a little bit when he went to 205 Live, became the champion, and I'm like, forget the fact that he's not as talented as all these guys. That's what's great about him being champion. You know, it gives him so much heat. You know, you weren't getting any character development on 205 Live at the time. It was just matches. You know, so now you got a guy, you got an asshole heel with the belt, cutting promos, talking trash every week, escaping pay-per-views, you know, winning, you know, in all these, like, shitty-ass ways. I liked it, but it grew old. I don't know what breeds my cats are. I actually don't know. Hey, dude, what breed are you? Do you know? He's like, no, I don't fucking know. Oh, Enzo dated Liv? Damn, Liv, that's on you, girl. No wonder she didn't tell me. Every time we get together for the holidays, I'm like, so you dating anybody? She goes, nah, not really. And all this time, it was fucking Enzo.
What does it take to work at CarMax? That's a great question. If you stop in a monsoon to help someone change a tire, save a wheel.
Will Jay Lethal ever wrestle in WWE? I don't know. I don't want him to. I don't want to see him there. He'd be shit. He's better off where he is. WWE just fuck him up. And I'm not sure. I don't know if they'd let him do the Macho Man thing or not. They might.
All the way to glory. Then CarMax is for you. Because helping people is what our people are all about.
What's a gig of data? Well, it's a whole day's worth of love songs. Or 300 minutes of baby videos. A gig goes along.
But like if Enzo, the funny thing is, if Enzo ever had any like internal desire to ever return to WWE one day, oh, I'm just gonna work hard, keep my nose clean, maybe take some indie dates, get positive things out there said about me in hopes that it'll get back to WWE. Maybe they'll call me back up and bring me in, you know? But instead, Captain Dumb Shit goes in the opposite direction. Oh, I'm gonna get my ass thrown off a plane, act like a fucking idiot, make shitty songs, and then crash a WWE pay-per-view? Oh yeah, they're gonna hire you back now. Like, all he would have to do, probably, a guy like Enzo, what he did was, like, all controversial and shit, but at the end of the day, since that girl was found out to be a lunatic anyway, could probably blow over if he played his cards right, kept his nose clean, and just didn't act like a buffoon. They'd probably bring him back in for something. I think they would have. I don't think they will now. Well, I'm glad Enzo cheated on her because she can do better. Who the fuck would date Enzo? What kind of low self-esteem fucking woman would get with a dude like that? Yeah, I could get the DNA test from my cats, I guess. I guess I don't care, though. I don't care what breed they are. I love them all the same.
Just such an emotional couple of weeks for Natalia, then also to miss out on her spot in the Survivor Series team last night due to Ruby Riott attacking her.
Dean will come for me next. That's okay. He can come on in here, join the stream. Will probably help my views. What we got on here now? Dean Ambrose shows up here and sits next to me. Holy shit. Hey, everybody tune in to GoodMicWork's channel. Dean Ambrose is there. All right, hello, audience. We got under 300 people here. Would really like to get to 200 likes. So hook me up with that if you don't mind. And make sure you sub. I think we can get to 24,000 pretty quickly here. Probably by next week we'll be there. Yeah, that's right. Nia Jax was going to be in that storyline with Enzo. That's right. They had just started that, didn't they? When he got let go. I was actually kind of somewhat interested in how that was going to work. Provided WWE didn't make it too entertaining and too kind of like tongue-in-cheeky. I thought it could have been funny and good. And Enzo falling for her or vice versa.
This is what the Riott Squad likes to do. They want to pick apart their opponent, try to find a weakness, and just hone in on it.
It's calculated mayhem is what it is. Ruby now, second rope.
Yeah, I'd let Dean do whatever he wants on my stream. Alright, Natalia kicked out of whatever happened there.
Logan and Morgan cannot believe it. Neither can Ruby Riott. Natalia showing a heck of a lot of heart here tonight, but she's hurt. Watch this. Oh, Ruby's body weight just
That back bump move is fucking crazy. How do you even take that? How do you not pop an implant? What would you even call that? A reverse senton? Or a trust fall bump or something? I don't know.
Ruby Riott now up to the top rope. Natalia back to her feet. Sends her right flat across the leg.
Here's the heart of Natalia.
Can Natalia claw back into this? She does.
She does.
Again, the numbers. And Natalia, she felt it coming. She knew it was coming. Now gonna step through. Looking for the sharpshooter on Ruby Riott. And look at Liv Morgan helping Riott out there. Logan's still in the ring.
Oh, Liv took a shot.
Ruby Riott from behind. They're gonna steal this match. Natalia rolling her over, shoulders down.
Alright, so Natalia kind of reversed a roll up there, got the win. Good, that match is over. Y'all's guess is as good as mine on this main event. So what's going to happen? Everybody's been out there. Unless that, they could do something like that. Seth left the building, right? Maybe Dean comes out to the ring and gets on the mic and taunts him some more or something. We know it's not going to be Strowman. Rousey's already been out there. Oh, wow. Pick 6 for LA, huh? Oh, wow. Yeah, Strowman just got annihilated by those three guys. Yeah, Seth could be. Yeah, that could be Seth's way of tricking Dean Ambrose, make him think he's leaving, only to show up and attack him. Yeah, that's probably going to be the finish we get there, Lee. I agree. Wouldn't be surprised at all. Dumbass Ambrose comes out there, aha, I fooled you. And then Seth's like, oh, you know you didn't? I fooled you, bitch. And then beat him up. Lou and I can only stream SmackDown if I'm home. I usually work Tuesday nights, so that's why I never stream SmackDown. The rare occasion that I'm off on a Tuesday night, I've been up here a couple times to do it, though. Would really like to actually be here tomorrow to do it because we'll probably get more TLC matches announced. And I want to see SmackDown's attitude after losing every fucking match last night at the Survivor Series. Can't feel my hand. Oh yeah, is he at a local medical facility?
News to report now to the condition of Braun Strowman. He's been taken to a local medical facility, and Braun Strowman is suffering from a shattered elbow.
Shattered.
I have the situation here tonight for the Monster Among Men, Braun Strowman.
Yep, there's Ambrose. Yep, it's definitely gonna be Seth and Dean here closing this out.
But Seth Rollins left, didn't think he was going to be able to find the lunatic fringe, but Dean's still here.
Dean's still here. What's he doing? He's going to the ring, you dumbasses. Can't you see that?
Ambrose is on his way.
Yeah, I'll do a takeover for sure, how Wheezy. Have I done one? I want to say I did the WrestleMania one. I think I've streamed a takeover before. I think I streamed takeover at WrestleMania weekend. I think. Has anyone ever fallen in love before? Yeah, I don't recommend it. No, I'm kidding. It'd been funny if they were like, we had to amputate his arm. Yeah, one-armed Strowman. The only reason I can think they're going to do this is now, I don't know if Strowman's going to be off TV for a couple of weeks, or if he just starts showing up next week with this giant cast on his elbow. I mean, it's obviously done to create suspense with his match with Corbin, because otherwise a straight-up match at TLC between the two, Corbin ain't winning. So if Braun is one-armed, as a one-armed man, then yeah, now Corbin has a chance. So maybe that's why they're doing that. Or it's likely why they're doing that. Ivan Putski, he was strong. His physique was ridiculous. He was a short little dude too, so it was even just bigger. Remember Scott? Remember his son came in briefly? Scott Putski? He had a good look too. I don't even know what happened to him. I don't know who will take the titles from AOP. I definitely don't think it's going to be Gable and Rude. As much as that victory tonight baffled me, I think it was only done to set up a title match so AOP could beat him. But I said when they won the titles, I want to see him hold it until till SummerSlam. I want to see him go on a long run. They're booked and pushed as monsters, then they need to be champions like that. I mean, and whoever the team to beat him is, I don't know. I mean, currently on the Raw roster, no one. Unless you decide to push the Ascension randomly and have them beat him or something. Otherwise, I don't know what you do. It could be a SmackDown team for all we know. By the time they drop the belts, maybe you get some trades or some brand switching going on, and they drop him down the road to somebody completely new. I don't know. Y'all's guess is as good as mine on that. Good point, Dan. For the next few weeks, you're going to get this hand. Yeah, I did see a picture of Kozlov once. He did get in good shape. I'm hungry watching all these food commercials. I've been eating like crazy after the weekend of kind of just crazy and up and down food. Although we did find we were able to get a lot of food, but that first night was rough. I was starving, so I knew when I got home I was gonna spend the full day just eating and recovering. I'm an old man. I can't handle that anymore. There's a lot of drinking, a lot of doing stuff, a lot of partying, a lot of wrestling. Yeah, Mike, Ronda was on the show. She had an open challenge. She beat Mickie James. Cut a promo on Charlotte. She's getting a title shot, or she's got her title match with Nia Jax is taking place at TLC. So we got that announcement. Slater and Rhino beating AOP? Maybe. What is this? I'll watch this. The guy community. W365. Cool, I didn't even know that was airing last night. You can check that out on the network. I'll definitely watch that. I loved his run, man. I was the biggest AJ fan of anybody during that last year when he was champ. All right, Ambrose is coming to the ring. Seth should not be far behind. Man, this is a game, man. It's 40-30 with still third quarter. Let's see how bad I'm killing it in fantasy. Oh yeah, Travis Kelce's got me some points. Yeah, I'm up 142 to 107. He's got Mahomes going. I think I got this. I'm pretty sure we're going to see that. We better do it quick. We got 4 minutes left. Your dirty little children. Dean Ambrose, you're the one that looks dumb. You really think the show's going to go off the air with you talking? Of course Seth's coming out. It does not smell in LA, Dean. You bastard. Seth is running. He was running. Please don't play his music. Just let him run out there. No music. Good, he's just running out there. No music. Good. Retreat, Dean, retreat. You got 2 minutes left. I would have been fine with him not getting his hand on him. That would have been awesome. There's Dean hightailing it. Well, is this going to go off the show with them just beating the hell out of each other? It's going to be it?
This looks like it's exactly what Dean Ambrose had planned.
Oh. We're about to get a nut shot here. I haven't gotten to the nut shot yet.
Get the Kingslayer.
And Rollins going for the stop, but
Ambrose went low. Well, it ain't a match, so who cares, Michael Cole?
that's only appropriate with the way this man's been acting. A desperate maneuver.
The low blow is like the most commonly used, like, heel move now. It's all we see. Low blows everywhere. Yeah, don't interrupt him again, Rollins. Well, Dean got attacked and he wound up on top. Yeah, I'd be wearing a cup if I was out there. Dean's like, I'm not kicking his ass. I'm going to get this brand new Hanes t-shirt dirty. Renee bought it for me. She buys my underwear too. Alright, show is off the air. Alright, good enough ending. For me, for those two. TLC match next month. Or match at TLC next month, I should say. And yeah, that is it. Raw is off the air. I'm probably not going to be hanging around that long tonight because I am fucking tired, y'all. But yeah, tonight was just an okay Raw. We got a lot of matches announced for TLC. Ronda and Nia Jax is announced. Baron Corbin and Braun Strowman. Strowman will now be at a huge disadvantage. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. And what else? Maybe something else. And that's what we got so far. Tomorrow on SmackDown, we'll probably get a lot more. More matches announced, and that card should be shaping up. In the next 24 hours, we should have a pretty good idea what that's going to be like. So, yeah. Yeah, that was it. I'm really happy about the no overrun. I think that's great. That show does not need to go on another 15 minutes. End it right at the top of the hour. Perfect. Makes the show even more bearable, you know? I know, anybody could have seen this coming. Even Ambrose should have seen this coming. The way he was out there. Oh, Family Guy's a great show. I don't know why I'm drinking this beer after the weekend I had. My God. Well, what else are we looking at from heading into TLC now? What do you think we're getting tomorrow night on SmackDown? Daniel Bryan is going to have to defend the title, right? Because, he's going to defend against AJ. That's probably a given. It's probably going to be Bryan and AJ at TLC. Nakamura. If he faces anybody, who will it be there? The Bar will probably defend. Angle coming back in after TLC, yeah. Yeah, right, especially because the stip is, if Corbin loses, he's no longer the GM, so they might bring back Kurt Angle in there, which might be good, because Kurt Angle needs a role, And Corbin is a fucking wrestler. He might be going back to being Corbin after that. And now it adds, now it adds intrigue to the match because he's essentially going to be facing a one-armed man. So maybe makes it a little bit less predictable. New one, I had great Survivor Series seats. I was on the hard cam side, just a little bit off to the side. Perfect view. Basically, straight ahead looking at like the ring post. Go over to Twitter. I'm on Twitter at GoodMicWork. I got pictures from all over the show on my Twitter page right now, so you can see a lot of that there. But I got a ton of photos on my phone and videos of all sorts of cool shit. It was fun. It was fun. I had a really good time at both shows. Like, it was cool just the people interacting with them at TakeOver and Survivor Series. Really good people sitting around us, especially the little kid at Survivor Series. He was a trip. TakeOver was fun because I sat with, Aaron Rift and the No DQ guys. And as we were leaving, we got recognized by a couple of fans, which is cool. And met a couple of fans at a Survivor Series, too. The Bruce and Conrad show was unreal, hilarious, and just an overall fun time. I mean, the shows don't have a lot of structure. I was kind of curious how they do the live shows. I knew it wasn't going to be like one topic. They basically just shoot the shit. It almost looks like half improvised. They just have some fun, and then they just bring out guests, and they tell a few stories, and then the audience asks questions, and shit like that. They get a little more hardcore, a little more raunchy than they do on the podcast, which is fun for an audience like that. It's always at a bar, so you can get drinks and sit there and have a couple beers while you're listening to them. And it's intimate, I mean, we weren't in we were in LA, and it still wasn't that big of an arena, or that big of a theater they were in. I think there was probably only 200 people there, maybe 250, maybe, probably less than that. I mean, there's no assigned seating. You just sit wherever you want. So we went right up to the front. It was awesome. And then the show was, because it's West Coast time, so we had to be there at 11 o'clock in the morning for the VIP. You get in and hang out with them and shit. And then the regular doors open at noon. Show starts at 1. TakeOver starts at 4. And so we're sitting there. It's like 3:05, and they're still going. I'm like, we got to get the fuck out of here. And then finally they wrapped up the show. Just enough time to wolf down a taco across the street, hop in an Uber, get our asses over to Staples, which we missed the entire kickoff and the NXT taping. But got there right in time for the Matt Riddle match to begin at War Games. So it was a packed weekend. And then had to turn around and do it all again the next day with Survivor Series. So there was a lot going on. But the TakeOver show was especially good. I really want to go back and watch the Aleister Black and Johnny Gargano match, because seeing that shit in person, and I'm like, I don't know, is this fucking match, is this the best match in NXT history, or is it at least on the list? I think at least has to be on the list. I don't know how it looked on TV, but from where I was sitting, I'm like, damn. I mean, Gargano and Almas, and there's been a lot of great ones, so I'm not going to definitively say, oh, that's the best, but it needs to be talked about because it was great. Aleister looked awesome. I think it looked really good. Looked a little slimmer since his time off, because I think that was his first match back since his injury. And I'm ready to get some Aleister Black versus Matt Riddle matches. I'm ready for that. Give me some of that. Yeah, and I mean, maybe the Corbin is GM thing has finally run its course. Take that stupid vest off and maybe go back to being Corbin again. Which is what they might do with him if he loses his GM ship. And if he does, who does that put in charge? It's got to be Kurt Angle. Because otherwise, what else does Kurt do? Yeah, Family Guy does feel like it's kind of evolved into shock humor. It's pretty funny. Have you ever seen those try not to laugh Family Guy fucking editions? Those are pretty good compilations of some of the craziest one-liners or things that they've done. Where it's really Jesus, did I just watch that? There's one where a cat or a raccoon gets pulled over by a cop and he's driving, and then he gets out of the car and attacks the cop, pulls the cop's own gun out and shoots him in the head and then drives away. It's like, what? Oh my god. I don't know who they're going to bring up other than Sullivan. I'm surprised to see the vignette. We didn't make it to TakeOver in time for the NXT taping that they did before the War Games event. But apparently Lars Sullivan won a match and then cut a promo saying he wanted a title shot. So I was under the impression that he was going to be hanging around there at least long enough to get a title match. But they're bringing him up. And I mean, they ran the vignette on Raw, but do we get the same vignette tomorrow on SmackDown? We might not even know where he's landing unless he is going to be a Raw guy. Where would you guys put him? I mean, Raw's already got a lot of beef. A lot of beef. Beef masters everywhere. Strowman and McIntyre and Lashley and Corbin. You know, the four guys that beat the hell out of or the three guys that beat the hell out of Strowman tonight are all huge. Strowman's huge. You technically have Kane on the show, but not really. Then you're going to bring this big bastard in? I pitched the idea of moving Strowman over to SmackDown at some point. I mean, they don't have any big monsters. Raw has them all. And Brock. Don't forget Brock. Kairi Sane being done in NXT? I don't know. She might be. I mean, her run there seemed like it was... I mean, who do you bring up first? Her or Shayna Baszler? It might be Kairi. Maybe Shayna could benefit more from more time in NXT, which is why she's still champ there. But again, when it comes to NXT, I don't care. I'm in no rush. Everybody, thinks like Cassius Ohno is treated poorly and he should be called up, but pretty sure he has a behind-the-scenes deal with NXT. I think he's working as a trainer or something there. I don't even think he's really used to be an in-ring talent that much other than putting people over. Why are you going to bring him up? Just leave him where he is. Let him put these guys over. I mean, as much as I like Chris Hero and I love his career, I hate to say it, I feel like his window is closed. This is a good role for him. NXT guys, utility talent, maybe a little of input backstage and working with people, training them and stuff like that, and he's valuable. He has value that way. Put him on SmackDown, he ain't worth dick. So, oh yeah, what's going on with the game? Oh, it's 40 to 37 now. Wow. Yeah, this is a pretty crazy game. I might actually get out of here and watch the rest of this game because it's looking good. Yeah, I'm almost thinking we might get that. We might get some sort of a faction, especially if they did like I had said something recently like they should if they bring in the tag team titles or create the tag team titles, I should say for the women, do a version of the Jumping Bomb Angels and make it like Kairi Sane and Io Shirai would be great. And Kairi's great, man. That was a fun match to watch. I thought it was quick, a little short for a 2 out of 3, but good. Yeah, the thing is, always look cool about... I'm confused now about Becky and Ronda, because at this point, I don't even know if you do it. Or if you don't really rush to do it. Right now, I think the bigger match is Becky and Nia. That's what you want to get to first. Becky and Ronda can come later. Becky and Ronda had something good going. They had something real good going. But now it's like Ronda's anger and energy is focused on Charlotte, where Becky's is on Nia. So I think you have time to actually postpone Becky and Ronda. No reason to do it now. Figure out what they're going to do with Becky and Nia Jax first, how you're going to get there, what you're going to do. Let Becky Lynch get that moment of beating the fucking piss out of Nia Jax until she ends that and then goes on to eventually face Ronda Rousey. But again, how do you do that? SmackDown and a Raw person, somebody's got to switch a brand. They're both champions, so somebody's got to drop a belt, or they're going to have to unify the belts. So Becky's going to have to drop it, win the Rumble to get a shot at Rousey, or vice versa, or something. So there's like a million different roads and avenues you could take to get to that destination. It's just a matter of what WWE decides to do. So y'all's guess is as good as me. I don't know. Did Kane going to Saudi Arabia hurt his political career? I have no idea. Who knows? When it comes to politics, people are dumb. So it might not be something they even care about or is an issue to them. Or if it is, it'll blow over. People forget about it. Short memory usually with stuff like that. Plus, I would like to think that Kane is not dumb either. And he kind of weighed his options too. Should I do this? Or, you know, is the backlash really going to cause me any harm? He just got elected. So by the time he's up for re-election, that's going to be something so far back in the past. Probably isn't going to hurt him much, but then again, I don't know. Yeah, there's some offense out the ass in this game. Both these teams have not horrible defenses. I'm surprised it's this much. I mean, you got some running backs, and then you got what? You got Kareem Hunt and Gurley, and my God. My God. Use a translator for Asuka? Well, I mean, I don't know. Have they ever done that really for anybody? I think Asuka's cute in her limited English. When it's much like Shinsuke. Sometimes when you have limited promo ability, you're almost better as a heel because you can just be mad and mean and angry and kick everybody's ass. You don't have to say anything. As a babyface, you're expected to connect more with the audience, and if you can't speak, it's kind of tough to do. So I mean, I don't know what you do with Asuka, but she's still having fun out there. Oh, Chiefs just scored? Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, somebody did mention the idea of stripping Becky of the title, and I was like, why? And then like, because of the fucking concussion. And I'm like, oh yeah. So that makes sense. So maybe even if she's not concussed to the point where she has to be out for a long time, they just say that she is, gives them a reason to strip her of the belt. And now she's got even more sympathy from the fans. Now the fans are even more pissed. And because that's what I would do if I was WWE. Even if Becky was good to go, I'd play it off like Nia's punch to the face caused her to lose the belt. Even though that's not true. Just let the fans think it is. And get them riled up even more. Now without her being champion, she's got a way to get over there maybe. And get her hands on Nia Jax. So yeah, stripping Becky is probably what I would do. I'd rather strip her than see her drop the belt. Yeah, see what I'm saying? There's a lot of different things they could do in that situation. Some are better, some are worse, you know. And some are just different. Yeah, Bubba, the cat's made a quick appearance. Bub is sprawled out right in front of the fire right now. It's hilarious. But he walked over here and said hello. He is zonked out. And Tito is right here underneath me. This is quite the comeback. How far was Kansas City down? 10 points? And they're in LA. Mother of God. It's going to be a 44-40 game. Lions pulled off a 1-point victory yesterday, which is cool. I watched the end of that game at Smashburger with all the meet and greet with the fans yesterday. It was pretty fun. All right, they're going to be up 4 points. Still plenty of time left, though. I hope the score runs up into the 50s. That would be sweet. But anyway, it's been real, y'all. I'm going to get out of here. I'm so tired. What a weekend I had. So, what you can expect from me, I'm going to try to be up here Thursday with a big podcast. I'll discuss what's happening in TLC, or heading into TLC, what took place tonight and tomorrow night on SmackDown. I'll kind of give a brief recap of TakeOver and Survivor Series, maybe my experience from the weekend there, and that'll be your podcast this week. In the meantime, go follow me on Twitter because I have all my pictures and shit from the show over there right now if you kind of want to look at my experience and see pictures of me and some of the fans I met and shit like that. Go check my Twitter page. All that shit's up there. It was a lot of fun, and next time WWE comes in town to LA for a big show like this, I am going to be there because it was awesome. Oh yeah, Dawn, the 30-day rule I think is long gone, but you know how it is. That's WWE. They make the shit up on the fly. So yeah, I will catch you guys in a couple of days for episode 522, 21 or 22, and then I'll be back up here next Monday to live stream Raw. I'll talk to you real soon. Thanks for hanging out. Peace.